Yeah. We won't bow down. Yeah. Yeah. They shut the gate too fast. Call it peace, call it class. But I see who they wave through, and I see who they ask to move. Porch lights on the same old block, same old story, same old talk. If your skin says you don't belong, they can make a wrong look strong. But the fences don't define us, and the fear they feed will blind us. Every face they try to hide still stands right here tonight. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Names get tossed like stones from a driveway built on loans. They pointed brown hands first, then pretend they don't rehearse. But the steps on every street carry more than whitewashed dreams. We belong where we stand, no permission in our hands. Yeah, and the silence won't protect you when the pattern keeps on showing. Every wall they build in pride makes the truth come back alive. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down, 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 down. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down, 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 down. Let it crack, let it show. Every lie they try to grow, one by one, the voices rise till the whole thing can't disguise. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down, 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 down. Keep us out, keep us out, keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down, 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 down.
What it do, guys? It's your boy, the Juice. And as you all know, my name is Troy Bradshaw, but I go by the Juice. Big welcomes, guys. Good seeing you guys tuning in tonight. I know it's rather late, rather early for some of you guys. Not too much to say tonight, not too much exciting news, at least. I know the Pima County Sheriff Department released a new official update of warning the public about a scam, some scam QR code that's been circulating online. Apparently there's been some fake post claims to be connected to the Guthirie investigation. People have been kind of going around asking for money, I guess. And I believe PCSD was saying that those are fraudulent. That they will never ask for money related to the Guthrie case. So only the legitimate QR code is the one used to submit tips, not payments. As far as the ransom notes, from what I'm hearing, those are still under investigation. So, I mean, as far as I know, the FBI is still evaluating the ransom notes. that's tied to Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. And apparently some notes are potentially legitimate and still being analyzed. So others have, been confirmed of extortion attempts, like the one pertaining to Kalela. But as far as I know, the case remains classified as a kidnapping for ransom investigation. Today is 163 days now, going into 164 days since Nancy's went missing. We're already about to step into month 6 since Nancy's gone missing. This is crazy. I was watching JLR earlier, and he thinks that I think he's starting to think that this case is probably not going to be solved. I mean, I think a lot of people are starting to feel that way when it comes to this case. I mean, I don't know where I stand at this point. I still have high hopes that they're going to figure it out. I still think that they're on to something, that they have something moving forward. But I guess only time will tell. I did get the discovery today, so I'm going to read a little bit of that. And that's pertaining to the one case that still remains open and that's the one of the obstruction. But I'm not going to read it all. Obviously, it's all public, so people can, definitely go see it for themselves if they wanted to pull that thing. Not only that, I can read it because it is public, so I guess it wouldn't hurt to read a little bit of it. Now, I did find out that Savannah didn't call the police on me. I don't know, I can't speak for Criminal Network based on his report, but I did find out who called the police on me. It does state the street that they live on, and it also states the name. And I've been trying to figure out who this person is, just trying to pretty much ID the person. So I'll share that in a minute. I have no idea who this person is, though. I don't even recall ever. I mean, I don't know what she looks like, so I can't tell you guys if I've seen this person or not in the neighborhood. But I do know that she does live in the neighborhood. And pertaining to the discovery, from what I was told, they said that someone had taken a picture of me in the road. However, it states on here, at least from what I read, I didn't read the whole thing, that someone took the picture from the stream. So I don't even know what to believe anymore. I guess the best argument with the obstruction is, even if I was, the road has been obstructed from day one. Just to pretty much sum it all up, the road has pretty much been obstructed from day one. Why would it be a problem now? That would be my biggest argument. Otherwise, I don't want to go too into depth because it's not really, I mean, there's really no need. Plus, it's still an active case, so I don't really want to get too crazy about it. But anywho, we'll get there. I wanted to share this photo with you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the rumors going around with the odd looking truck of some foundation called the Black, I believe, Barrier Foundation or something like that. It was reported by a lady named Mary Coleman, and she is, I believe, some type of news reporter, probably for, from what I heard, K-Gun. I don't know. I've never seen her, but she does have a pretty big following on Facebook. So I don't know if you guys heard about that. Big welcomes, those of you guys tuning in, by the way. Good to see you guys in the chat. Welcome, Jackie. Welcome, Kim Jones. Jana, welcome. Adrian, good to see you. Shouts to one of my one and only mods, Adrian, tuning in here. 142s, big welcomes. Les Phantom, welcome. Jana says, eager to hear the paperwork. I can't believe anyone would call the police on you. Yeah, I'm gonna share some of it. We won't read all of it. It's quite a few pages. It's not a whole lot of pages. I'd say it's 11 pages. It's not too crazy. Most of it's just everything surrounding the report. And, you know, obviously there's the mugshot that I showed you guys. They put the mugshot up there. It's not a bad mugshot, actually. That's probably the best one I've ever had, actually. But anyway, it's not too crazy. It's as far as the amount of paperwork, it's not that many pages, but I'll share the details in just a second, at least for the most part, some of it. I'm gonna go ahead and share this photo with you guys real quick, because I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. I know JLR was live earlier too, and I think he said that somebody stated online from X that they were a student of Tommaso's. So I might play a little bit of that video when JLR was talking about that. And someone said that he's still a teacher there. But I don't know, man. When you get a person online, because this person had like no followers. For all we know, it could have been some troll. I don't know if he figured that out. I didn't watch his whole live, but for all we know, I mean, it could have been some troll. But anyway, this is the car. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's. I'm assuming since there's, you know, Pima County is giving a warning and saying to pretty much not, you know, donate or send money or payment to this specific vehicle that has all this crap on the vehicle. It's funny because this person is AI. And, you know, I always encourage people not to go around showing people this picture of the perp because it looks nothing like the perp. And it's just not the real person. It's not the real live footage on that Ring camera of that person. So this is the vehicle. I've yet to see it. I haven't really been too active in traffic here. I've been more so from work to home lately, because you guys know I've been kind of getting situated at home. I used to do a whole lot of Instacart, but I haven't really been too active doing that. But that is the vehicle. It looks like to me it's like it might be like a Ford F-150. I can't really tell from the looks of the side of it and the mirror. I'd say that's a Ford F-150. So a lady by the name of Mary Coleman had took to her post and posted this. Let's see if I can pull this up on screen so we can read it here. She didn't really say too much. And I'll try to stretch it. Actually, you know what? I can actually zoom in here. See if we can make this nice and big. So it says this is, she states, update, here's PCSD's statement. The Pima County Sheriff Department is aware of posts circulating about the Guthirie investigation that includes a QR code requesting money. It says PCSD will never ask for money related to this case during the investigation. Please do not send money to people you do not know or scan QR code requesting payment. If you see one of these posts, ignore it and report it. I'm thinking maybe that vehicle might be AI or something. I feel like we would have came across that by now, or somebody would have. Stay alert, it says, and help spread the word. I'm told a statement from PCSD is coming out regarding this truck driving around in Tucson, I believe. It shows an AI enhanced image of the person that the driver is trying. That the driver is tying to the Guthrie case. Authorities say the image was not provided by law enforcement. The only images were the ones in black and white from the doorbell cam. It says the man driving this truck says he is with the Black Barrier Foundation, whoever that is. I've never heard of that foundation in my life, and I've never heard of a name like that in my life either. It sounds like something made up. It doesn't even look right. And the fact that, well, it's in Spanish and English, but it just looks crappy. If you look at the truck, I mean, it just looks like crap. It doesn't really look like it's legitimate. Like, it doesn't look legit at all. I would assume this person probably came down here from Mexico or something. Who knows? But it looks like it's got the real I mean, it looks like it's got the real phone number on there. I think that's the FBI phone number, and it looks like that's, Pima County Sheriff Department phone number. I don't really see a QR code anywhere on the truck. So I'm assuming the QR thing may be from somewhere else, or maybe it is somewhere on the truck. They just didn't take a photo of it. I don't even know if there's more photos of the truck, but you guys probably know more than I do. Very interesting, though. We learned from Juanita, shouts to Juanita, not to scan QR codes. Because when you scan QR codes, I believe it can track you. So I am no longer scanning QR codes. I mean, unless it's something like, at home, you're setting up your TV or you're setting up something and it just pertains to you personally. I probably wouldn't scan QR codes, I guess, really out in the free world. So just FYI, if they can track you, and it I believe from what I've heard, it also can dig up information from your phone as well, but don't quote me on it. Very interesting, though. Why somebody would do this is just crazy. And if that's a real truck, that was a waste of money. I can't imagine how much that costs, because it looks like it's actually like a real wrap or some type of wrapping around the vehicle, or maybe it's just a bunch of stickers. It's hard to tell. I was hoping there was some more photos. Maybe if you guys have any more photos of this vehicle, maybe somebody spotted it locally, send me a picture, shoot me an email. Very interesting, though. Christy says, I thought I saw a QR code on truck. I don't see it. I mean, there's probably other photos. It looks like it might have Nancy in the front. If you see the top corner up here where my mouse is at, it looks like that might be a picture of Nancy up there. See, and that's what I'm saying. I'd like to see some other photos of this truck. But I don't know if anybody's posted any pictures. That's why I was looking in the comments to see if anybody else may have just said something in the comments or shared some photos. But I don't see anything. Let's see if we could get some more photos here. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, you know what? Let me click on this too, because I might not be. There we go. Oh, okay. I do see it. And then as far as the front here, let me see. You guys probably can't see. It's like a little cutoff on the stream. I'll change the screen here in just a bit. I'm trying to move. There we go. Oh, so it does have a picture of Nancy on the front. They paid some money for this. That's crazy. Who does stuff like this? I'm trying to zoom in for you guys. But yeah, you clearly can see Nancy in the front. And then it shows the back of the vehicle here. You can barely see that QR code in the back over here. I don't know if you can see my mouse in the corner here. But right over there is that QR code. And it's actually a Chevy. So I'm going to guess this is a Chevy Silverado or maybe a Colorado. It looks like it might be one of the smaller trucks. It's hard to tell, though. Let me see if I can zoom out. I'll be able to tell a little better. I think it's a Colorado. No, it might be a Silverado. Looks like a big full-size truck. I'm going to guess Silverado. Oh, it says it at the top. Yeah, so it's a Silverado. Interesting. Man, people are crazy. Who does stuff like this, man? I guess anything for a couple bucks. And I'm gonna guess. I mean, I don't know what law specifically this person would be breaking if they, were doing something like this. Obviously, it's something fraudulent. Whether or not it would be federal, I don't know, but people really have some guts to drive around town. And I'm trying to see if I can see where this is at, because I could kind of see. Definitely looks like it's in Arizona. If that's the right building that I'm thinking of, it looks like that might be. Where is that? That reminds me of a bank off of Broadway and Country Club, but it's so hard to tell. Definitely looks like it's in Arizona for sure. Man, people are so crazy. Very interesting. Sorry I got off to a late start, folks. I was setting up my foam stuff, and then it was the little man's birthday. Got him a gun. I showed you guys yesterday. He was super excited. We went outside, shot the gun. Before that, we had sung happy birthday. So I was kind of waiting for that. And I was setting up some, I got to get some more of these. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the, my God, I can't remember the name right now, but these things for pretty much for sound. It's really echoey here in here. Not really, but it makes the sound better. I always get these. They're pretty cheap. I mean, they do get expensive too, but I get the cheap ones. But I got to get some more for around the room in here. But anyway, that's irrelevant. There are some English errors. Intelligence is misspelled, I think. Other grammar errors. Really? I didn't even pay much mind to that. It says, please tell us exactly where Nancy is on the bottom of the truck there, right next to the perp. Oh, I do see that. Wow. Soundproof panels. No, they're not soundproof panels. I mean, I guess it helps with soundproof, yeah. I mean, I guess that's a good name for it, but they're called something else. I just can't remember right now off the top. Everything looks like it's spelled right for the most part, though. Anyway. Hey, much love, made in the UK. Shouts made in the UK. Good to see you in the chat. Hey, just when is your birthday? Mine is today. Happy birthday, Jeanette. Wow. Make sure you guys say happy birthday to is it Jeanette? Happy birthday. How old you turning? My birthday's it's already passed, guys. My birthday was April the 11th. We got a long time for my birthday. Made in the UK says, I think it's a scam. I think it's a scam too. That's a scam, no doubt about it. I mean, because we all know where to look when it comes to reaching out to the FBI or the police department or the Pima County Sheriff Department. I mean, that's common sense. I mean, I guess you'd be surprised who doesn't really, who can't figure that out. But I mean, that's common sense. And not only that, it's 2026. I mean, we all know how to use Google to research information. Hey, thanks for the jewel, by the way, Nina. So anyway, I was able to get all of the information from the courts as far as the discovery. I was able to get the body cam footage. I won't share that until until it's all said and done. although it's really no different from the footage that I have. And to be honest, my audio is much better than their body cam footage. Not only that, it's much better quality as far as the picture of the video. The quality of the video is much more better than the body cam footage. So you could easily just go find that on the channel if you want to hear everything that was stated or words exchanged between me and the officers that day that I was cited with obstruction of a thoroughway. But anyway, they did share the person that called 911, and I'm gonna pull that up here just real quick. I just gotta find the part. Hold on, guys. Let me zoom in too. I don't think anybody's actually got this discovery. I think they got most of this discovery. Maybe they did. No, I think it was the other one. So like I said, I won't read it all, but we'll read some of it. Feel free to roughly read through it or screenshot it if you want. I'm not going to put it all up here. Most of what's stated was stated here at the time of the actual video. Some things are obviously left out, but we don't need to mention that until otherwise. Trying to find the right specific part here. Hold on. Okay, so all right, here's the part here. So apparently, from what I was told by the officer that day, someone had stated that, or the officer had stated that someone took a picture of me obstructing traffic. And as you guys know, I think a lot of you guys are familiar with the officer that made contact with me that day. It was actually the officer, and you see the name right at the top here. It was actually the officer that made contact with Alex, or arrested Alex along with another officer. And I don't want to get too deep into details, but he's been by several times. He's been by a lot. So it states here that Troy Lewis Bradshaw, myself, who was identified by Arizona driver license, was observed with a tripod on the asphalt of North Camino Escalante near Cross Street of North Corrala Chica. Wherever that's at. I don't even know where that road is at. It says this was also observed on a live stream. It says Troy Bradshaw was cited, and then it states the section, or ARS, which was what they cited me with: obstruction of public thoroughway, which was a violation of a misdemeanor 2. And this was June 4th. In the hours of 17:17. So right here, and right, you'll see it at the top there, it states the person here, which is Ashley Levy, observed on live stream a single black male, tall and slender, sitting on the round in a camping chair with a tripod across from Nancy Guthrie's residence. Now, I don't really know what that's supposed to mean. It almost is like they wanted to put roundabout. What's a round supposed to be? Sitting on the round? Maybe he meant to put road. I have no idea. some of this stuff in here is like not notated correctly. So it states that I was sitting in a camping chair with a tripod across from Nancy Guthrie's residence. It says Deputy Avila, badge 8343. It says was originally going to go en route to the call. There was also observed a live stream on YouTube of the YouTuber later identified as myself. It says filming across from Guthrie's residence, the reportee Ashley Levy, who resided in the vicinity, had observed this on a live stream, says of Mr. Bradshaw, with a still picture that was sent of him setting up on the asphalt on North Escalante Street. It says, this is an area that the deputies do patrol often. So it says, I'm just going to skip down a bit here. It says, just due to that area being in the area of public interest via a different investigation, the street in that area has multiple signs of no parking, which doesn't pertain to me. I didn't park there. And also with a zero tolerance policy on warnings just due to the high volume of public interest of the neighborhood complaints on violations of parking. This also includes obstructing the thoroughway of the area, which is not true. But anyway, it says at this point I had also received information, and this is the officer here, and I guess this would be Officer Aragon who wrote this statement, based on their police report. So this also includes obstructing the thoroughway of the area. He says at this point I had also received information just based on the neighbor's complaint of having deputies patrol in that particular area when this call had transpired of the potential violation that was observed. I did proceed to that location myself. And then it says it goes on to state he arrived at the scene along with Deputy McCutcheon. It's funny because, it's not funny, but prior to this, I had made contact with McCutcheon. So prior to this, same thing, same deal. Although it wasn't for, the call wasn't for that specific reason. When McCutcheon had made contact with me prior to this, he was there because apparently somebody felt threatened for their safety, which was that neighbor on the hill up there. Remember that when Bob had came by, Bob's Exciting Adventure came by, and somehow the neighbor figured out that he said he was going to go up there and say something. Apparently, we know that whoever that neighbor was, what are you getting? Apparently, we know who that neighbor was. We know that neighbor was watching the stream that day, because otherwise she wouldn't have known that Bob was headed up there to exchange some words with that resident. But long story short, Bob had never made contact with that neighbor. He never said a single word to the neighbor. But it just kind of goes to show that day that neighbors are just making false police reports, just saying stuff randomly that aren't true. Because a lot of people were saying, according to the neighbor, that he, went up there and said something to the neighbor, although they never even spoke or made or even laid eyes on each other. Bob didn't even know where I was even talking about when he walked up there that day. He misunderstood what I was even saying. I had to explain once he came back down from the hill. But all his intentions was to go up there and share what the First Amendment right was, which is us having a right to be where we were at. So I'll do some more research on it just to kind of figure out who this lady is. I guess it doesn't really matter, but it would just be nice to see if this is somebody I've seen in the neighborhood or have spoken to. And I also where is that street? I'm not familiar with that street in the neighborhood. We got to look that up, because I don't recall ever seeing that street. North Carada Chica. I don't know. I mean, if you guys watched the live, have you guys ever seen that street in the neighborhood? Where is that? Anyways, at one point in time in this discovery, it also goes on to say that this person said that they had to stay at a different residence because of us streamers being in the neighborhood. Now that is crazy. How do you go stay at somebody else's house because we're in the neighborhood, 1 to 2 people? What are we possibly doing to somebody to make them go stay at a different residence? Not only that, we all know from, being at Nancy's, there's so many other ways around the neighborhood. You don't even have to pass by us. You could go another way. So you staying at another resident's house, it's beyond me. That's just overly like exaggerating the issue and making it just sound more horrible. I didn't know what to think about that when I saw that. So it goes on to state more here, and maybe I'll read a little bit more of that in a second. I was trying to find a specific part where that neighbor had stated that she had to go and stay at another residence. I just thought that was just bogus. That was just crazy to me. The stuff that these neighbors come up with is to make their story sound more like dramatic, as if they're like trying to, make law enforcement feel more sorry for them or provoke them to do something when nobody's doing anything wrong. Jump as he says, I have her photo incoming. I'm not going to share a photo on stream. I'm not going to do all that. But it would just be nice to see if I've seen this person at all. Sky, big welcomes. I guess it wouldn't hurt to share a photo here on stream. I mean, I don't think she understands what she did was, to me, it was out of pocket and totally wrong, but whatever. I want to look this up just real quick, guys. I want to see what street this is. I'm curious to know how close this is to even, to Nancy's house. Because to me, I mean, it doesn't even sound like a street that's even that close. I mean, I could be wrong, but where is this street? North Carrada Chica. North Carrada Chica. We'll just actually pull out the map. And see where this is at here. Let me switch the screen over for a second here. This is not even. Is this the house on the hill? Maybe it is the house on the hill. I just want to see how close it is to Escalante. That looks like the house on the hill. And it's funny because it looks like it's showing the house on the hill. Is that the house? Is that the house on the hill? No, it's not. It is. And we didn't even put in the address. The address just came up automatically. I'm going to guess it's that house. Because that's not Sue Ellen. I mean, we already know who Sue Ellen is. We know Sue Ellen's name. So it can't be anybody else but this neighbor up here. So this is that one neighbor that's always watching the stream. Don't mind the address here. But I think this is the street. Let me go down a bit here. Yeah, this is the street. It's on the hill. Yep. Oh, so we know who that is. Well, they didn't take us long to figure that out. Because there's only two neighbors that give us issues on this hill. And that is Sue Ellen. And we'll call her the Bobcat lady for now. That's crazy. No one ever bothers this lady or says anything to this lady. Nothing. Respectfully, I was out here on top of the hill in Alex's apartment. This is where that you guys know, the wheelbarrow sits, and then there's usually a chair in the middle of here. But respectfully, I stood up here one day, and this lady has cameras like crazy, and it's amazing looking at this old picture. Let's see. Looks like they don't have any cameras. There's cameras everywhere on this house now. And it looks like some real good ones too. All of a sudden. And look, like I said, so I was standing on this hill one day, and she got on the camera saying that I needed to move and threatened me. This is the day that Bob walked up there. And she was saying that I needed to move. I'm just assuming it's her. I haven't confirmed it. But she had told me to move, or that she was going to call the police on me. She said that I can't stand where I was standing at. And I was there for all but probably like 3 minutes. It's all recorded. And respectfully, I moved. I didn't stay there at all. I moved right away from the moment she asked me to. And then 3 or 4 minutes later, let's say 5 to be sure, 7, about 7 minutes, the police were already there. Crazy. Notice from this house how well you can see Nancy's house. And I'm not gonna throw her under the bus. I'm not gonna say, this person that may be involved. I know there's been a lot of suspicion surrounding this house though. And it's brought, it's a lot of people have been suspicious about this specific house right here. Especially when we talk about the Bobcat and how great of a view there is from this home. Not only that, I mean, you got the gym folks over here on this end with a pretty good view, and then you got Sue Ellen's house right next door here, straight across the way. I mean, these 3 specific homes have very good views of Nancy's house. I mean, these would be the people that would be able to capture anything that's going on over here if they seen any like vehicle activity that night that she went missing, or just even simply somebody coming by her house. They would be the ones to be able to see that. I mean, we're not even at the top of the hill, and right here you can see Nancy's driveway. You can see both ends of the driveway. You can see the driveway that leads up to her door, and then you could also see the driveway that leads up to her garage. Bobcat lady lives in Texas. Well, as of lately, she does not, because there was a lady there, and that specific day when the police came and when Bob went up there, that police officer spent at least 30 minutes in her house talking to her, at least. And that was Officer McCutcheon. So I don't know if he and the lady have something that they got going on, a good friendship, or the lady just talks way too much and she just wouldn't let him get out of there. But that cop was up there for quite some time. And at that time, I was down here at the bottom of the hill. Bob had already left. And, I think he just was more concerned about Bob at that point. I asked him for a report number. He stated to me that day that he wasn't able to give me a report number because that it wasn't about me. But long story short, it actually was. So, I don't know, man. There's always some weird stuff going on in this neighborhood. It's crazy. At least not, I wouldn't even say weird. It's when it comes to the neighbors. They're always doing, and it's funny because they put themselves in this predicament. They make this about themselves, knowing that it's about Nancy, and they make themselves, look weird. I mean, they bring attention upon themselves by stating false allegations and stating, stuff that's not really even happening in real time. It's crazy to me. But I always see a specific car leaving that house, and it's always a Toyota Camry. And a lot of times I don't really see the car there. I just see a car that comes and goes from that house. And it's usually never that lady. It's usually, I want to say it's usually a guy, but it's hard to say because the windows are so dark on that car. Erica says, I thought that house was under construction. It was, or it is, but they're only building a pool in the back. It's not like they're redoing the entire house. So, I mean, the house itself isn't under construction. It's just whatever's going on in the back. Did somebody email you? I didn't, I've never got to even see this lady. Did somebody email me a picture of that lady? I'll get a picture of her and figure out who that lady is regardless. So I'm not even worried about it. So in the information on here, at least they were able to give me the street name and the name. They redacted the address, of course, and a couple other things. But it does state, that person's name and the street that they live on. And that was very easy to narrow down. Very easy. So in the report, it states that there was two offenses that was investigated. One was trespass in third degree while observing where Mr. Bradshaw was at. It says it was not in violation of any trespass statute at the area that he was sitting. At the area that he was sitting in was still public access and not on private property. And then he states that, however, the tripod, from my observation, was the street, kind of like in the southwest direction, with the camera pointing at 5820 North Camino Escalante, which is Nancy's house. And he asked me when he came, remember that day, was it like a general question, as it states, that, he asked me if I was blocking the road as people were dropping by. Of course, I stated no, because I wasn't. And then he also asked me if I was causing cars to go around me, which was probably like pretty much a trick question at that point, because it's the same question. But yeah, I mean, same question, he just worded it differently to try to pretty much trip me up. Like, if I had to think about that, that was a no-brainer. I mean, I wasn't obstructing traffic in any way. So then it goes on to say, after speaking with the legal advisor, I'll pull this up here. It says, after speaking with the legal advisor, Just based on the definition of obstruction, the tripod was on the asphalt, which could cause, because it was on the street. I mean, and it doesn't even make any sense, which could cause, and it doesn't say what, it just says because it was on the street. Vehicles driving through the area. I guess, oh, it does. Okay, so it says which could cause, because it was on the street, vehicles driving through the area to slow down, particularly in the area where that was a setup, and to avoid driving near or around Mr. Bradshaw, where his tripod was set up. As far as who the legal advisor was, I couldn't tell you. But it states, after speaking to the legal advisor, that I was advised, just based on the observation and the complaint of the road hazard that was in violation. And then it states it was a class 2 violation of obstructing the thoroughway. And then it states I did provide identification, and they ran my records, checked, and I had no criminal activity as far as warrants or anything like that. So they were digging. They were obviously digging for something because they couldn't find anything. Um, and you know, what's even more interesting is both of these officers observed the same thing. One a couple times, the other one several times, and never had an issue with it. But because, and remember that day that they went behind the truck and they were sitting there for so long talking to one another. You know, it's like they were trying to dig for something and they couldn't find anything. But they stood behind that truck for so long talking to each other, and I'm assuming that they at that point were communicating with somebody. They called somebody, and I know one of them was probably the complainee, but I'm assuming they either called Sheriff Nanos or somebody in the higher up to make the decision. I'm telling you guys, when that cop came and gave that citation, he did not want to give that citation. He was like, his emotion was just different, and he was like almost like shaking to me. Get this, and I don't know if this is illegal. I'm still looking into it. When he went around when they went over to talk behind the vehicle that day that I was cited, he muted the camera, or he muted he muted it, which I guess it only has to be, I'm assuming that it only has to be unmuted when they make contact publicly. You know, when they go to discuss stuff, I guess that can remain private for the most part. So I guess it's not illegal, but I don't know. I just thought it was really weird. But I mean, maybe because of other people's information being put out there, it was necessary. But after the fact, they sat there talking about God knows what, and you can clearly see that in the body cam footage. So here's the statement right here. I found it here. So it says here, after I cleared, I did recontact the reportee Ashley Levy, who resides on Carrala Chica. And it says, I got basic information from her stating that she had to stay at a different residence just because of the high volume of, according to her, the YouTubers in the neighborhood, and had observed on this particular date the live stream of Mr. Bradshaw setting up his equipment. Not sitting there literally obstructing traffic, setting up my equipment, which was the tripod on Escalante, and this is why she reported it. The same regular routine we do every single time. So she reported that because I was setting up my equipment. How silly is that? That was also through the neighborhood of multiple complaints of violation of vehicles parking in no parking area, and the neighborhood complaints of, I guess, what would be YouTubers or other people setting up equipment on the road. I got her information, and advised her that we did conduct the investigation and there was a violation that was observed, and the gentleman was cited and released. I did provide my name and badge number and cleared the call. That was pretty much it. So I wasn't even the problem. Yeah, the tripod was the problem. That's disturbing. She had to go stay at a different residence because of a tripod. What are we, 5 years old? That's crazy. And I wish I could comment more, but I mean, I got to keep it at a minimum. That's crazy. That is just crazy. My goodness. Yeah, it doesn't mean we can go, take this information and start doing crazy stuff with it, but it's all public record, so it's not going to hurt me to read public record. It's out there for everybody to read. And I'm pretty sure someone has already probably discovered most of this stuff anyways. Or it was the other one. But it's all public, so there's really not much to be concerned about here as far as, me reading it. But I just thought it was really weird that this person took this upon themselves to go out of their way and make a report for something that wasn't even an emergency. This is not an emergency. My goodness. But I really wanted to share this also, just to put it out there that Savannah isn't the only one. If Savannah's even calling the police and making these reports, reporting the streamers out there in front of Nancy's. It's really, the neighbors, and I think it's that and trolls. I think a lot of people are trolling. I personally don't think it, was Savannah who called the police, but I mean, it could have been on Alex's behalf, for all we know, because it does state that on his paperwork. However, I don't know. I mean, remember yesterday I shared with you guys they got a false call and shot a guy, and he ended up paralyzed. So I mean, they pretty much follow up on any call, as they should. But not only that, I think that they should also investigate some of these calls before they just follow through with just simply what the call is stating, because otherwise you get yourself in a boatload of trouble, knowing that some of these calls should have been addressed, because there's so many repetitive calls that are really nothing. Some of them are just really nothing. A lot of them, actually, when it comes to Nancy's neighborhood, I mean, a lot of these calls are bogus. They're just, and at the end of the day, they're simply complaints. They're not situations that call for really coming out and making contact. It's the same repetitive stuff. Not only that, we're on a live platform, a place where you can go and rewind, see if there was any crime committed, see what's really going on. Why not observe that before wasting time coming out? And if it calls for making contact, then come make contact. But I think a lot of these reasons were unnecessary. But that's just my opinion. Texas Angel says guest tripod. You call it tripod phobia is a real thing now. Crisscross says hi from New Zealand, first time. Much love, man. Good to see you, Crisscross. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Kim Jones says we also thought it was the neighbors calling in. Yeah, I think we all thought that, and I think we all know that. I mean, we're all aware of it, but I don't know if I can. I just wanted to, clear the air a bit on my behalf as far as who made that phone call. I don't, I just don't. I just personally don't. I don't know if it was really Savannah. Just knowing like the police are, they're not really following up on these calls to really see who it is, or to see if they're legitimate calls. I mean, and it goes both ways. These people should be, telling the neighbor something, and then, you know, that day when I had spoke to the officer, he was, he said that he respected the fact that we are standing on, our First Amendment rights, and he pretty much was saying that he respected it, that he understood, and he's on my side when it came to that. And his actions definitely said otherwise. It definitely didn't line up to what he was saying, but it's all good. And it was quite obvious to me at that point that he was pushed to do that from somebody else, because he's came by so many times, and you've heard it before. A lot of these cops have came out and they said that they didn't even want to do that, but they were told to. So it is what it is. Juanita, good to see you, Juanita. She says cold across the Chicago street had their vehicle there and a professional grade tripod that holds a 50-pound camera. Yeah, isn't that crazy? And then right after we got arrested, I could talk about this one now because, that one's out. It's dismissed and they can't use it against me anyways. But, right after we got arrested, Monica was standing in the middle of the road doing her report. Not only that, prior to getting there, she was already parked there, sitting there taking pictures of Nancy's home and probably 857. From what I observed, she was taking pictures of 857 Tucson. And I took a picture of it. It's the proof is in the pudding. Hey, I agree with that, Sandwich. Sam says, just because they were told to don't mean they had to do it. I agree with that 100%. 100%. It's crazy. It's nuts, man. It's crazy the way these guys have handled things. It's bothering. It really is. But we got to do things the right way, and I think eventually in time, everything will pan out in the way it should. So in due time, guys, I think everything will fall into place. Just got to stay hopeful, continue praying, and stay patient. And it's crazy because this information they said that they didn't have when I went to court. And this is what, a day later, they sent me, all of this information. So, I mean, they had it. They just didn't go and get it. Crazy. I mean, this officer, he went right behind the car, muted the camera. He and Cutchet were talking for ever about God knows what. And I think he made a phone call to, I honestly think he made a phone call to Sheriff Nanos, but I mean, I can't call it. I don't know who he reached out to. But I truly think it was Sheriff Nanos that day. But the moment that they went around that vehicle, dead silent, mute, nothing. But it looked like to me, it appeared that he was on his phone, reaching out to somebody for a moment, which took a short period of time. And after that, you know, he and McCutcheon were just like standing there talking the whole time. Like they were just enjoying themselves, having a good conversation, waiting for God knows what. And then they were, you know, sitting there like looking and digging for information, like if they were going to find like some type of warrant on me or something. I mean, they were hoping and praying that they could get me for something. They wanted to hook me and book me for something that day. Waste of time, whatever. It's all good. It's just bothering. But I'm highly humble. You know, highly humble, highly patient, you know, and I'm thankful to have all you guys supporting and you know, there to be my witness. Because even though I was physically there alone, I really wasn't alone. And thanks to all you guys have been more than helpful, and the support has been real. And I've gained a lot of knowledge just and learned a lot from this specific situation. So, you know, moving forward, I know what to expect with this police department. And we kind of now understand what goes on behind the scenes and just simply the corruption that this department has going on that we've been woken up to. Crazy to see, man. It really is. Just wow. Patty Gaines, thanks so much for the jewels there. Much love to you. I appreciate the jewels. Yeah, I mean, he was in the car forever too. I mean, he had my ID on that computer. I mean, this guy was just digging. Couldn't find nothing. Sheesh. Please let me know what Pima County legal advisor works at 7:10 p.m. Oh, and by the way, I got the name for you as well, Juanita. I'll get in touch with you later on. You know what I'm talking about. Greetings from Australia, Judy. Big welcome, Judy. Good to see you in the chat here. Good seeing you, DJ, by the way. Big welcome to you, DJ. Give me a second, guys. I got to pull up this chat on another. I can't even see the chat. Bear with me a second here. I can see it, but it's doing that thing like yesterday where it's just scrolling down and I can't scroll up the chat. Susan says, never alone, we have your back. I appreciate that. You don't know how thankful I am for you, you know, for a lot of you guys to be there with me at the time and just in general and just having my back. And you'd be surprised how many things I come across in the chat that have been helpful to me. It's amazing. When you got hundreds of eyes, it makes a whole lot of a difference for sure. Captain says, would you be mad if you were arrested by a black cop? Just curious. No, because I don't look, you know, personally, I don't really look at the situation like that. So, nah, because knowing that these guys were told to do something, I really, you know, to me personally, it would have been the same results. You know, I think it would have went the same way for me. So, no, I actually wouldn't have. I know, man. This case is just it is weird. It just doesn't make any sense. The way things have been handled from day one, they make no sense at all. And you would think these guys were there to try to gather more information, you know, for Nancy. They would be trying to dig up information pertaining to Nancy alone, not for stuff that isn't even really happening. So what can I do though? All we can do is fight it, and it's a process. All of this is just a process. That's all it is. I mean, these guys are just, I don't know. No comment. There's not even no point in me making a comment. These guys, I don't know about some of these guys in this department. I don't. But anywho, guys, I just figured I'd share some of that with you guys. Like I said, we got the body cam footage, and we were able to observe some things I didn't get to observe, and read some things I didn't get to observe with the body cam. So I'm glad I was able to do that. I'm glad I was able to share some of that with you guys as well. Per Kayla, thanks so much for the jewels there. Much love to you. I remember you moved the tripod forward away from you to stand up. Where's the picture of the offending tripod? Yeah, and good question, Juanita. I'm glad you brought that up, because it states that he stated to me that there was a picture. Supposedly somebody had took a picture of me. But in the discovery, it states that there was somebody that observed me on stream. They took a still photo of me. There's a still photo from me on stream. But supposedly, according to him, this person came by and took this photo. But after reading, we learned that it was actually somebody who was reporting from what they saw on the live, not in person. Which to me kind of changes things. And, apparently he wasn't being all that honest. And then at the end, he goes, as of he refers to the picture. And I'm thinking, he's talking about the actual picture of the person that he was, he told me took the picture. But he's talking about, where the actual easement is, from the easement to the actual road. Which is crazy to me. And it would have been nice to, get a picture of whatever was, long story short, there is no picture at all. They don't even have the image of the picture that was supposedly screenshotted and taken. Grace has officially became a member of the channel. Welcome to the family, Grace. Welcome to the team. But on stream, no one can see the tripod. No, and what's even more crazy is they actually have my actual stream in the discovery. So they took the whole stream off of YouTube and put it all in the PDF file. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but I'm assuming with everything that's gone on from the beginning to now, that I don't think they have a choice but to dismiss this thing. That's just my opinion, but I'm not going to get hopes up, because then I'm going to be, I'm not going to be surprised either if they decide, they're not going to do that, then they really want to try to, keep this on my record. But as far as the last charge, though, it has been dismissed. Like I told you guys, we were able to get it dismissed with prejudice. I objected to, it being dismissed without prejudice, because I didn't, obviously I don't want them to have any opportunity, a chance of bringing this back up. And I just don't think that's fair, especially when somebody gets charged with something that they're not guilty of, why hold on to the, that specific case for as long as you can, just in case. You know what I mean? I don't think that that's fair. And I don't think that that's right. And, and it's not right that anybody gets charged with something that they didn't do in the first place. So, why not just dismiss it completely? Now we all have tripod Halloween costumes along with the P-tents. But one dismissed, guys. One down, one more to go. Let's get this out the way so we could get on, move on with this whole ordeal. It's been frustrating. It's been irritating. And, when I saw the judge that day, I really wanted to just ask her and say, you know what, why can't we just throw this out? This is dumb. I really wanted to say that. But of course, you can't just go in a courtroom saying stuff like that. But that's just how I felt at the time. I'm just like, this is really stupid. This is dumb. Because just like Chris has stated, he pretty much put it like as simply as this. He said, the news stations were out here in the beginning. And you had that whole entire street filled. You can't just make your own rule up months later just because there's a couple people out there that are streamers and say, oh, they can't stand there or they can't have a tripod there. I'm not even standing there, let alone a little piece of the tripod. Even if a little piece of the tripod is on the road because someone decided to act like a child and throw rocks and, cactus on the side of the road. So supposedly they could prevent the streamers from going and peeing in their yard, as if somebody would be so stupid to go walk in somebody's yard and, go pee in their yard in broad daylight. Not only that, it's up a hill. It's far away. It's not even, it's just not worth it. It's just it just sounds like the dumbest thing you could possibly do. And if I was going to pee in somebody's yard or pee outside, there's plenty of other places to do it besides Sue Ellen's yard. I mean, as much as she's been actively, coming in, pulling up on people, telling people they can't park places, why would I need to go pee on, why would I even have the audacity to go pee in her yard? That's just foolish to me. But I think Sue Ellen, after she admitted to doing this on camera, that needs to be evaluated. It needs to be escalated. And she definitely needs to be charged with, what do you call it? For one, she left the feces on the side of the road along with cactus. She needs to be criminally charged because, I mean, that's a crime. She definitely littered. And not only that, she and another person would be charged because we know she didn't do this by herself. We know for a fact she didn't do this by herself. And when she stated that she left that there, she mentioned we. She said we. So we know you did it with somebody else. So you and somebody else need to be charged with whatever crime that you committed, putting this cactus on the side of the road. That was foolish and it was selfish. Just crazy, man. By the way, my address is on this information when you go. They didn't even block out my address when you go and look at the body cam footage. They didn't even block my address out. It's all on the paper. So people going and getting this discovery can see my address. Luckily, I moved, so that's no longer my address. But still, that's crazy. But yet they're blocking out other people's information that, are the reportees. Why wouldn't they block out mine? crazy. I just thought about that. Insane. Maybe somebody enlighten me. Are they allowed to do that? Can they just put my information out there on the you know on public record like that? I guess everybody's address is somehow publicly on record, so I guess they can. It's not even about Nancy anymore. I know. It's insane. Trust me, you and me both are still mad. I was furious. I was angry. Still angry. I've had bad dreams. You know what I mean? It goes pretty far. It's beyond just a simple citation. I'm gonna tell you that much. It's beyond that. Insane. Judy says, trying to pull that up. They're acting like y'all were out there casing the joint to rob the area, and Juice, be sure to update your address with the Arizona DMV. Yeah, no, I agree. I got to do that because they can ticket you for not having updated address. I got you. I am highly aware. Thanks for reminding me too. I appreciate that. Dumpsy says, ask Juanita if you can have it redacted. Good question. Erica says, I'm mad. I'm mad I can't I'm mad I still can't check up on Nancy's house anymore. How do we know if things are okay? Yeah, that's bothering too. Juanita says Essie needs to be subpoenaed. Yep. To testify she littered and created a biohazard situation on the right of way and allegedly used Ashley Levy's bobcat that was observed on her property. Good point. Good point. Man, well said. Well said. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. Just trying to read some of these chats here. Thank you guys for all the jewels. I appreciate that. Much love, guys. Sky says ticket streamers, but don't look for Nancy. Shaking my head. Tell me about it. Cap says, okay, I'll take myself to the naughty corner. Say what? Maybe he means to bed. Made in the UK says, does she have a white card too? I don't know. I missed something. Sunday says a lot of Tucson cops are psychopaths. I'm starting to think that. I mean, I'm starting to think something's going on. I don't know about psychopaths, but I'm starting to think something. I've been thinking that for quite some time when it comes to at least the Pima County Sheriff's Department. I think TPD. I think that they're way more trustworthy. When it comes to how they do their work.
Hey, Mr. Bradshaw?
I believe it's a fine. It's a misdemeanor? Or?
It's a misdemeanor.
Yeah, misdemeanor. Yeah. Yep. So I'll give you a call back right now. He's making contact with me right now. Actually, if you want to stay on the line. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah. It's crazy.
Okay. Just for, I don't know if you're recording or if you're live.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask for some personal information. I don't know if you want to put on mute for a second, or if
Like your name and
no, I have your name. It's just your residence and stuff. I'll just do this. Is this your residence right here?
that's correct.
That's correct. Okay. Can you give me your telephone number?
Yeah, it's gonna be 520 738
738
yeah 9452.
9452.
They didn't block out none of this.
So, okay, so this is the statute, 132906 Alpha 1, obstructing a public thoroughfare. It's a misdemeanor too. Okay, so it is a criminal statute. Just before the investigation we obtained, you're going to go to Justice Court on June 16, 2026 at 9 a.m. Justice Court's going to be at the Pima County Justice Court, 240 North Stone Avenue in Tucson. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, this is not that you're admitting guilt, but you're just going to promise to appear in court. Okay? What I just need you to do is sign right here, and then I'm going to give you your copy, and then I'll give you a pamphlet with that, and then I'll give you your information back.
Shouldn't even have signed it.
All right, so I'm going to give you a envelope with the pamphlet here. Here's your ID back. You can give that back to you, sir. And again, you're not being in cut. You're not. I'm not putting handcuffs on you. This is just a criminal ticket. Just take care of it to the courts, and then all you got to do on that day is just basically it's just an arraignment, just saying guilty, not guilty. Let's just see what the court date. I take it that you're probably going to contest this, and then just it sounds like you're with legal representatives. Just talk to your legal advisor or representative, and go from there. Whatever you guys decide to do. Okay. Okay, sir.
It's Aaron and your badge number.
Yeah, it's Aragon. It's ARAGON. And my badge is 6701. And
6701.
yes, sir. And I'm a sergeant. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna give that to you, sir. Do you have any questions before I leave? Okay. So just in the future, just try to set it up back here. Don't do it on the road right here.
I'll try to stay out
Okay.
as much as possible.
It's just a straight up just. I'm just doing it by the book, man. Okay, just the way you are at. I sound like I said. I know you're on the phone. You probably sound like you're a legal advisor. Do what you need to do on that. Like I said, it sounds like you're going to contest it. Just do what you need to do on that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any questions, sir, before I leave?
No, I just find it odd that you're barely addressing this now, and you pass by so many times.
Well,
You have to say anything at all, so it's kind of crazy to think that on the other hand, that's done.
okay. Sir. And I'll be honest, at times I haven't really paid attention because there hasn't been the calls. All I'm focused on is this residence here. So not really focused on you guys, just that nobody's going onto the property. Because again, I know what you're doing with First Amendment. I'm 100% on support of that. So I'm not looking how you were set up, if you're asking.
He says, I know what you're doing is First Amendment. I'm 100% in support of that.
It sounds like you're going to contest it. Just do what you need to do on that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Any questions, sir, before I leave?
No, I just find it odd that you're barely addressing this now, and you pass by so many times.
Well,
You have to say anything at all, so it's kind of crazy to think that on the other hand, that's done.
okay. Sir. And I'll be honest, at times I haven't really paid attention because there hasn't been the calls. All I'm focused on is this residence here. So not really focused on you guys, just that nobody's going onto the property. Because again, I know what you're doing with First Amendment. I'm 100% on support of that. So I'm not looking how you were set up. If you're asking, I'm more focused on trespassing on that.
I'm not looking at how you were set up. I'm more focused on trespassing. without getting a citation.
It sounds like you're going to contest it. You know, just do what you need to do on that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any questions, sir, before I leave?
No, I just find it odd that you're barely addressing this now, and you pass by so many times. And
Well, you know.
to say it all, so, it's kind of crazy to me that on the other hand, that's
Okay, sir. And I'll be honest, at times I haven't really paid attention because there hasn't been the calls. I'm focused on is this residence here, so not really focused on you guys. Just that nobody's going onto the property. Because again, I know what you're doing with First Amendment. I'm 100% on support of that. So I'm not looking how you were set up. If you're asking, I'm more focused on trespassing on that house, and that my eyes are really not on you guys. So if that's the question of like how many times have I gone
feel
to
like if that was the case, you wouldn't be getting a ticket if you were more focused on the house.
well, but like I explained to you, there was a complaint on the hazard.
But there's been many complaints.
I know, but I have to base it on my investigation, what I observed. It was on the street. People do.
He's not being honest at all. He's not being honest at all. He didn't even want to state what was really going on behind the scenes.
Have to slow down on it, but you're on the side now. I don't see anything wrong with it right now. Just stay where you're at right there. Okay. All right. All right, sir. Is this for you, sir?
Yeah, what is it?
Oh. Okay, we're out. Suspect been on 95 and is side release. Both the African.
What was he doing there? I don't know if he was getting that person's plate or putting that in. I don't know what he was doing at the end right there. But anyway, that was a little bit of the footage there. There's plenty more body cam footage, but that was a little bit of it. I figured I'd give you guys a little sneak peek of some of the footage there. But it's all on my stream, so you guys didn't miss anything. Most of you guys were there, so a lot of you guys got to see what all went down that day. But I guess it's a little more interesting getting to see both perspectives. But man, I hate watching that, man. That makes me frustrated. But anyway, whatever. I think I missed something in chat here. Made in the UK is a member for 3 months. Man, she says, always here, love you all. You're the best. Much love to you, Made in the UK. I appreciate all your love and support, and thanks for always reaching out, sharing information, and always caring and just reaching out and making sure I'm all right. I appreciate that a lot. It goes a long way. Trust me. But yeah, I mean, none of the stuff this guy was saying, he was not being honest. I mean, he was definitely told to do that. A lot of the times when you'll see a cop go behind the car or walk away and go talk on the phone, they're speaking with somebody, a little bit above them. Not only that, this guy was a sergeant, so I think normally it's a normal police officer reaching out to their sergeant to make a decision. So I would only assume that he could make that decision himself, but obviously right now with the way things have gone, he was sent there, and somebody even higher than him, made him make this decision. When in reality, these guys are the ones who, supposedly call the shots a lot of the times, which made it even more interesting. But whatever, it is what it is. The truth shall set you free, Juanita says. Yeah, I agree. Eclipse, good morning. How you doing? Erica says I would sue him for just doing that to you. Blue Eyes, big welcomes, by the way. Blue Eyes says, I want to see the dash cam of the whole 30-minute before all this. Yeah, that would actually be nice to see. So this video I was showing you guys is it's about an hour. His footage, I got about an hour of footage from at least from the body cam footage. So I was just showing you guys like 10 minutes of it. That was just a little bit of it. But as far as the dash cam footage, I don't know if that's possible to pull that. Christy, thank you for sharing that information with me, by the way. I don't know who, or I don't know if we could get a picture of this person, that would be nice, just so I could, but I'm aware of who it is now, so it's not even, I don't even need it. It's all good. We'll figure out more as time goes on anyways. Guys, it's getting quite late. It's about 3 a.m. right now for me. I'll open up the phone lines for a bit. I'm actually like wide awake, especially after seeing that video. Man, I don't know why. It takes me back all over again. I was pissed that day, guys. I was upset. JLR was on the phone. He was upset. He was probably just as upset as I was. You know, the officer thought I was he thought that JLR was my lawyer. But JLR, he would not be quiet. You know, he would not, you know, he was going off. You know, I think he was calling the cop an idiot, you know, for the most part. But I didn't realize how serious it was, you know, until JLR kind of further explained it, because I really, you know, I've never been charged with anything like that. So I didn't, you know, I didn't think it was, you know, I was under the impression that it was just a simple citation. You know, I didn't think it was, you know, I didn't think I was getting charged with any type of crime. You know, I didn't know it was criminal. So, I mean, it was a little bit more serious at that point once I discovered that. And thanks to him, you know, informing me of all this stuff. And Juanita as well. This the Juice. What's up, April? How you doing?
Hey, it's April.
Good hearing from you. How's the night going?
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. You sounded muffled for just a moment, but now I can hear you. Hey,
Do
you
I?
know what?
I
I
don't know.
almost, you know, I'm actually lying in bed here in Los Angeles, but I just, you know, I have some older videos. I don't know which ones they are, but I talked about that house up on the hill in some of my videos, and I actually had the real estate documents and everything, the ones that are online. I wouldn't bother to get a title search, but I know the whole like history of that place. I had all the names and the addresses and the amounts. And when you said that, I think it's actually pronounced Levy, you know, like Chandra Levy, rather than Levy. And so some do pronounce Levy, but most of those names are Levy. So it's more likely Ashley Levy. And I don't know how old she is because I'm not investigating her. I'm not investigating that house. But this was the house where the construction crew was at, where the neighbors, when Nancy first disappeared, they talked about a construction crew that may or may not have been coming back and forth from Mexico, and that they had seen a lot of strange things at that house. There was a lot of noise coming out of that house. They heard somebody screaming coming out of that house. And apparently the week that Nancy disappeared, that's when the concrete was being laid for the pool. And, you know, I still think Nancy was, when she was taken, she was put into a vehicle and driven away. But there were a lot of YouTubers talking about that house. And I don't watch this person, but apparently, according to my audience, there was a YouTuber up there named Mark the Shark who was in the middle of a show. You know, this was like months ago. And the Pima County sheriffs like raced up to that house and ran into the yard. But then they came out and they left. And my audience was like, oh, you have to see this. But they could never tell me like what day, what time. And it was like, you know, most of you guys on the ground are there for 10, 12 hours at a time. I don't have that many hours in my day to go through all this old video to try to find that one clip. But apparently the Levys, I actually knew the parents' names. They live in Texas. They're older. Supposedly they're wealthy property owners in Arizona and Texas. This is their daughter. They sold it to her for $10. At the time that this was going on, when this case first started, she didn't actually live in the house from what the other neighbors were saying. They believed the house had been a rental maybe, or it was going to be, but there was some kind of construction. We've since learned that it was a pool, and the concrete around the pool and the wall and, yada, 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 because, legally, I'm sure they have to have that pool fenced in. And, nobody seemed to know who this woman was at that time. But I had the paperwork because so many YouTubers were talking about, well, what's going on at that house on top of the hill. And they also refer to that as the house across the street, even though it's at the end of the cul-de-sac. And in the porch video of the front porch guy, you see like people thought they were seeing headlights, but that's not headlights. That was the lights that are apparently on that house all the time. So when you said that name, Ashley Levy, I was screaming at my phone like, I know who you're talking about. Like, I don't know who she is. I don't know how old she is. Like I said, I'm not investigating her. I don't have her picture. I don't need to have her picture. But I was screaming at my phone like, oh my God, I know who this is. That's the house at the top of the hill. And Savannah Guthrie, who I have always thought a lot of, she's innocent because she did not make that call. She did not drop that dime that day to Pima County. And I knew that allegation, not by you, you've never said that, but other people are like, oh, it's Savannah. No, it was not Savannah. According to the police report that you just read, that statement, you said it was Ashley Levy.
That's who called the police on me, yeah.
Yes, that is not Savannah Guthrie. And you never said it was Savannah.
Well, for Criminal Network, I don't know. I think, it could be a good possibility that Savannah did call the police on his behalf. I don't know, though.
Possibly. Yeah. But I'm talking about your case. Like, and I still, if it's true, because weren't you the one on the ground when this Sue Ellen person admitted that she had desecrated the cacti and she was the one to put the rocks out there?
Yeah, I was right next to
and all of that.
I was right next to Alex when she said it. Yep.
Yes. Okay. There are multiple charges that she can be charged with. There are multiple citations that she can be issued for that. Littering, desecrating the cactus. Apparently there's some sort of law against that in Arizona. I don't know the name of that law because I live in California, but you can't just go out and cut up desert cactus like that. It's illegal. It's a health hazard, throwing poop on the ground. If she admitted to all that, why are they not charging her? And the bigger question has to be, and then I'm going to shut up and you can just say what you need to say. But this case has turned into a three-ring circus when we should be the police should be concentrating on finding Nancy Guthrie.
Yep.
That's what this is about. She's probably no longer with us, but let's find her. Let's get her home. Let's get the people who did this arrested, charged, convicted, and sentenced. That's what this is about. If the Pima County Sheriff's still worried about stuff like this, what are they thinking? And it sounded like the cop that gave you that ticket, the way he kept saying, well, I'm sure you have, your legal representation or your advisors. It almost sounded to me like he really didn't even want to write that ticket.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's the vibe
I don't think he really did.
I don't think so either.
And I don't want to bring in the R word, but it sounds like the R word may be appropriate here. I wrap my loving arms around you, DeJuice. You're a good man, and I think that this case will turn out for you, and the charges will probably be dropped.
I hope so. I really do. I'm hopeful. I'm humble, but like I said, I'm not getting hopes up because then, when that happens and then you don't get the hopes you hoped for.
Right.
you're even more overwhelmed. So I expect the worst before I expect the best outcome. So we'll
I
see.
know,
We'll
but
see.
it's ridiculous. And whoever in the chat said that this woman has tripodophobia, I just love that. We need to start a meme about that. I think
That would be a good one.
that's crazy. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, they dropped the charges of public nuisance, but yet, one leg of a tripod was on the pavement because you didn't have any space there because of the rocks. And I just heard you say tonight that when she admitted to this, she said we.
Yep.
Well, who helped her? Who helped her? She needs to be charged. Why is she not being charged?
Good point. I like
Is she friends
Juanita's
with
point.
Nanos's wife too?
Or did Levy how do you say it? Levi?
I think
I
it's
don't know.
Levy, but it could
Levy.
be Levy, but usually it's Levy.
Did she let her use the Bobcat to do all that? Maybe she let Sue Ellen use the Bobcat. But I don't know. It's hard to drive those things, so who knows? Well, maybe they're not as hard as I think, and I don't know if that Bobcat is electric or not, or if it's, it might be one of those electric ones that are real quiet, don't make a lot of noise.
Yeah, could be. That's a good point. Well, I just, I'm not going to take too much of your time. I know other callers want to get in and everybody needs to get to bed, but it's we love you, Juice. Justice, #justice for the Juice. But let's keep the main goal here in mind, everybody. This is about Nancy. And it seems to me, at least on my channel, since the second ransom note contents have been made public about, hey, she kind of, died, it seems like the interest in this case is less and less and less.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can attribute this to summer slowdown. People are out on vacation right now, but my views on this have tanked since they have said that they believed her to have been dead when they were notified on the 6th.
Yeah.
The one with, the poetic ransom note, not the first one for the Bitcoin, but the second one that Dr. Gary Mercado said was very poetically written.
Yeah. Weren't they,
and then everybody went, oh.
The apology for the most part? I mean, didn't they pretty much, I mean.
Kidnappers don't do that, the Juice. They don't write, we're sorry letters.
And it just doesn't line up with the first one. I mean, if you're asking for money, why wouldn't you mention the money? Why wouldn't that just be the goal, period? To me,
exactly. And then
this was weird.
We talked last time about the third set of ransoms, the text ransoms. Remember, they didn't mention Nancy. They didn't mention a kidnapping. They didn't say, this is where you send my Bitcoin. How about my Bitcoin? Yeah. We're waiting to complete the transaction. Well, if they decided to send the money, where are they supposed to send it? You see what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Even though that guy has said, oh, yeah, I did it. But there could be more to ransom notes number 3. Well, they weren't notes, they were texts. And then there was a 9-second call, and it hasn't been divulged who the call was made to other than a family member. And then there's a whole second or third set of texts or ransom notes that were sent to TMZ about, I call him the 1 Bitcoin guy, the half Bitcoin guy. I think that is somebody just trying to get money out of this. Whether they're involved or not, I don't know. But that's just, they've known from she was already gone in under a week. I think probably within the first 24 to 48 hours, she was gone.
I think that call was made to Tommaso.
Oh, okay. I had heard that
it
was Annie, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just guessing. But I think, it could have been Annie, you never know. But I don't know. For some reason, I think it was Tommaso who received that call, but it could have been
Well,
any.
you know,
Could have been either or.
the police just need to get rid of all of this. All this BS that's happened with the YouTubers. This is ridiculous. They have to find Nancy, because now the FBI, when they wrote that statement about the ransom notes, because there was all that confusion, they said the Pima County Sheriff's Department is the lead agency. But yet Pima County's like, well, you know, we're waiting on the forensics from the FBI because of that rootless hair. Like, they act like the ball's in their court, but the FBI is like, no, Pima County is still in the lead. But they're not looking for her. They never looked for her. I mean, the first night they had like the dogs from Border Patrol to see if they could, you know, hit on her scent. But that's it. They never had cadaver dogs. They weren't searching the neighborhood. They had the sniffer helicopter up to try to get the pacemaker signal. But that was like a few hours. That was it. It was over.
I think somebody made a good point the other day when they were talking about the how the my God, I lost my thought here. My goodness, my mind just went
It's okay.
blank for a second. So many things on my mind at once.
Happens to me too. I'll be in the middle of my show and I'll be like, oh, I just forgot, you know. But old age for me.
Yeah,
And then it comes to me in a few seconds. It'll come to you.
I'm right behind you. But
you can be my son. If you don't have a mama,
appreciate
I'll adopt you. The juice.
Oh, I appreciate that. That means a lot. Well,
You still got to get out to LA so I can buy you that Starbucks or whatever.
that'd be dope. LA is I like LA. I mean, there's some places you don't want to be in LA, but it's pretty expensive too to be just in California alone. So
Yes.
I don't know how you do it.
Well, I don't know how you do the weather there. You know, it's beautiful there,
that's
but
true.
you know, no. Like, you know, it's just whatever you're used to. You know,
Yeah.
and I've been in California most of my life. I can't imagine being anywhere else. But Tucson looks really, really beautiful with that desert landscape and the sunsets, and that neighborhood, Catalina Foothills, looks gorgeous.
Except for nobody wants
you
to
know-
come here anymore now because of everything that's went on. Nobody really wants to. They don't have much of a desire to be in Arizona anymore. They don't trust
Wow.
the system anymore, the police department. So
Well, I can understand that now in Tucson. You know, it seems like Tucson is so much smaller than it actually is. And, you know, I've had many videos about this, about the 6 degrees of separation, and how everybody in Tucson seems to be, all the characters in this 3-ring circus all seem to be connected somehow.
yeah,
Like, you know, even to Coella out in California, whose band was connected to that DJ Mojito.
Yeah.
It's so funny. There's a lady that reports from Missouri on Facebook. I'm not going to name her. And I guess they don't know any Spanish pronunciations in Missouri, because she was calling him a DJ Mojito today. I almost fell over. Like, I mean,
she might as well call him mosquito.
9th grade, 10th grade Spanish for 1 year, and we had a terrible teacher. So I basically learned to count from 1 to 10. I don't even think I could do that anymore. But like, it's, you know, he does have the same band promoter for his band. The Secret Mutilator is supposedly the same band promoter for Early Black. That was Tommaso's band.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they still perform, but supposedly they performed in some of the same clubs, and it's like, wow, what a coincidence. You know, and then, I had a suspect video when this first started, and I wasn't naming these people as like, oh, they did it. I was just like, well, this is what's come out. First they said it was this, then it was this person, then it was, and we went through the whole thing, and all those names came up. And I'm not like, I will be shocked if they catch somebody and they're like, oh, it's this person, and it's somebody that we've never heard of before. Like, I'm not expecting that.
That's what I was going to say. You refreshed my memory. I think that, due to the fact that nothing came back in the database, I think, it's a good possibility that this person is somebody that we haven't even stumbled across, somebody that we haven't even heard of. Out of all the
Mm-hmm.
people that, have came about, it's somebody who, possibly who didn't even ever commit a crime in their life. I mean, if they're not in the database, then I would only assume that they
Oh,
probably.
I don't think they're going to be in the database. I don't think they are, because these yahoos at the door, the porch guy, he's an amateur,
Yeah,
and that's why he's not the leader in this at all. He's just one of the worker bees.
he's the waiter.
Absolutely. This is not a lone wolf deal.
Yeah,
There's multiples involved here, and I will be shocked if they come out and say it's some person that we've never heard of that's like in another state, or like, no. I'm still, everything that I've said to the FBI and the phone calls and the letter, I still stand by all of it. But I'm not investigating the case. I don't have the information the police have. I wish we all did. Maybe they know something that we don't know, and they're going to make an announcement this week, and somebody's going to be arrested. But I doubt it. Because nobody knows who's in charge. First there was too many chefs in the kitchen. Now there's
save your eyes. Thanks so much for the $5 super chat. By the way, it says keep your eyes on the Lord, keep praying. You are better than the Pima
and they're like,
leadership.
that rootless hair
Bad
could take a
behavior.
year
Much
or
love
more
to you.
to find out that it's nothing, or they don't have a match, or it's a family member, or you know what I'm saying? Like, if this case hedges just on that, then we're all screwed here. And there's only so many days that we can continue to report on the same things over and over and over. I will talk about this till I'm blue in the face, and I want to keep this case relevant. But my views, they're like dropping now, and I'm not a big channel like you. I'm like 3,600 subscribers.
Yeah.
Like, I can't afford to have the views. I had one video a few weeks ago that had like 20,000 views within a couple hours,
Wow,
and then there was
good job.
a YouTube issue. Yeah, but then YouTube crashed that weekend, and they lost that video for 10 days.
Oh,
And it lost all of its momentum.
that's not common. I've never.
And
heard
I'm
of
like,
that.
hey, that was my biggest live. And they finally admitted to me that they were having problems with the lives. But now, I'll do a live, and there'll be like less than 1,000 people in like an hour. Like, that's nothing. That's peanuts. Like,
Yeah.
people are moving on.
Well,
And
maintaining is the hardest part. But yeah, you're right. This case is, you can tell by, a lot of people's, the views that people had in the beginning to now, people have lost views. Even myself. I mean, a lot of people are starting to kind of just become overwhelmed, and they're not looking for answers anymore. People aren't really interested in, they're starting to lose interest in this case for sure.
yeah.
And it sucks, but I mean, at some point, I mean, people do got to move on. I mean, and maybe just revisit it, and I myself, I had to take a break from it and, kind of revisit it. It's hard not to. I mean, it's nothing happening right now. And, I hate to get on some days where I can't even really share new information because nothing's happened. So
Right.
it's a frustrating
Yeah,
case.
you started your show tonight with the same thing I started my show with, regarding the QR code scam that's going on in Pima County, because that's all there was to report.
Yeah.
And then, I'm not going to name names. I don't even remember her name, but you had a troll in here the other night that was trolling me, because remember I sent you that text like, you got a troll?
Yeah.
And I talked to if you see my video from earlier today, well, now it would be yesterday since it's past midnight, but my latest live, if you listen to that, and I don't mention her name, I don't remember even who she was. I think I screenshotted it in case we talk about it privately, but it was like, my audience was like, oh, don't even worry about that. I'm like, I'm not. That's why I didn't respond to her. And some of them people that watch my show, watch your show, and they're like, oh, yeah, I saw that lady too. And I didn't want to say anything. And I thought, what a whack job. I mean, like, oh my God.
It comes every day for me now, no matter where I post or what, there's always a troll somewhere. So I'm kind of getting used to it. I'm used to it actually. So there's nothing we can do. They're always going to come and go.
I know. I guess people have nothing better to do here, but we're trying to, how much I've got vested in this, and you've got vested in this, and the other boots on the ground, and all the YouTubers. I mean, even the mainstream media. Like, this this is big. This case is huge. I get people that come in from Australia, New Zealand, and Europe, and all over the world, and people are like, April, this case is big in our country too. Like, everybody knows about this. This
Yeah.
is not just in Arizona or the United States. This case is known worldwide.
Yeah, I think
You
it's the
know,
biggest of all time for sure. Well, I don't know what case is going to be. I mean, I think it is. I think it. If not, it's close. It's close.
it's up there. It's up at the
Yeah,
top. It's definitely up at
for
the top.
sure.
Throw it up there with O.J. Simpson, JonBenet Ramsey,
I mean, was
and
AJ
MH370.
was OJ Simpson's case bigger than this one? I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, it was big here, especially for me, because I worked
Yeah.
in Brentwood, and we actually had clients on the street that he lived on that were like 4 houses down,
Yeah.
like really famous people. And it wasn't my company; it was the company I worked for when I was in the process of getting my PI license, and they had moved from Santa Monica to Brentwood into the Peter Lorre estate. And if you went to the backyard, it was like up a hill. And if you crossed that hill, that was Rockingham, and there was OJ's house. Like, it was like literally walking distance.
Yeah.
And the Mezzaluna was across from our box that I helped that company set up. And then we had LAPD flying over the property. They were looking for the bloody knife with mirrors from helicopters. I mean, that was a 3-ring circus. And I was in the middle of that. Then where I lived in Studio City, that's where the Robert Blake thing happened. That's where, the William Shatner's wife drowned in the pool suspiciously. Like, I was in the middle of that. Like, those were big out here. But I think OJ, like, the whole country was watching. Like, they didn't even air, like, the soaps. That's what killed the soaps, because, the OJ trial just, like, took over, like,
Yeah.
all the channels. And it's still, until he passed away, that's still very much in the mainstream news. But to me, this is huge.
Yeah.
Like, this has put Tucson on the map.
Yeah, it did.
And it's also put the Pima County Sheriff's Department in the public eye in a negative way. And I can understand why. Like, especially if you believe the rumors about the relationship between the sheriff and, certain people that have been mentioned in this case as possible suspects.
Thank you guys for all the drills, Scott. Thanks for
But I'm not naming
continuing to be
anybody
a member
guilty.
as well,
On my
Scott.
channel,
Much
everybody
love.
is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I mean, we
I've
just
even
don't
told
know.
my audience, even if somebody gets arrested, I'm still not going to throw the parade and go, okay, we got them, because they still have to go through the legal system.
Yeah.
And, we will see how it unfolds. But now, this week I'm feeling really sad and negative about this, that maybe they don't have anything more than that rootless hair, which I think will produce nothing. And now what? Like, are they really getting ready to make a move? Do they, or is this never, what's going to happen?
And I mean, let's say it's hair. I mean, what happens if it's hair? And let's just say if it's hair and, the mask is a mask underneath. And that hair that we're seeing, like, let's just take the mustache, for instance, that's not going to come back to anything. It's just going to be,
right.
I mean, and sometimes I question if that's somebody, or that's why nothing came back in the database, because the hair that was left behind was the hair on the mask. But who knows? I mean, that may have not been, it may not even be a mask under the mask. It probably is, real hair or whatever DNA that they've recovered in the house. I mean, we know they're working on hair, so obviously whatever they're working through the genealogy isn't hair, because I think that would have been back by now. But then again, maybe not, because the hair that they got, that originally was here or was originally in Florida hasn't came back. So I don't know what to expect anymore.
Right.
I mean, it's,
yeah.
I mean, I feel
Well,
like we're just being lied to.
I heard the
mean,
hair that they're looking at now was found in the bedroom. But, we don't know, because there's so much contradictory information. Like, I still have a problem with the fact that there was a timeline issued by the sheriff, and then at some point later in the case, there was a completely different timeline. And it's like, well, which is it? And he shouldn't have been saying anything. As Nancy Grace said on her show, Sheriff Nano, shut your pie hole. You know, she did say that. I love Nancy, but
And what's
you know, like
taking
he
so
shouldn't have been.
long?
But there's so many contradictory statements. When the lady, you know, first they said she went to church. No, she didn't. She went to a lady's house to watch a service online
Yep.
that was at Savannah's church in Manhattan. So that took, you know, months to straighten that out. But when did she call? When did Annie and Tommaso actually get that call and physically drive to the house? What time did they call the sheriff? What time did the sheriff arrive? At what time, you know, 5, 6 hours later, did somebody happen to go, oh, maybe we should call Savannah? You know, it's just everything from day one in this is sketch. The ransom notes are sketch. The texts from Derek Colella are sketch. All the Bitcoin garbage is sketch. It's not a robbery. It's not a burglary. We've talked about this. It's not a home invasion. Some people were telling me and my audience, like, oh, well, you know, there was a gym show and they were after the gym guy next door. And I'm like, no, they weren't. They, you know, if they had the wrong house, they would have got the heck out of Dodge. They wouldn't have stayed there for 41 minutes and taken a body with them or taken a person that was bleeding. Like, no, this was targeted. This house was surveilled. This was planned for months. Okay? Somebody who did this, they had intimate knowledge, I told you, of the cameras, any alarm systems. We don't know what security systems she had or she didn't have, but they knew where things were placed. They knew how to take them down. I've also heard that they may have used a ladder to hit the strobe in the back side of the house, and that there's a possibility now people are saying maybe front porch guy fell off that ladder, and that's why he was walking funny. But, you know, who knows? It's just, we have to concentrate on Nancy. But in the meantime, I am praying for you. I think your charges will be dropped. I'm going to pray that they will be. I wrap my loving arms around you. And I'm so happy that I was going to go to bed, but I had to listen to this tonight. And I'm so happy that it wasn't Savannah, because I never thought it was, who called the cops on you, you know. So, you know, Savannah's, she's not on my crap list, okay?
She's on a lot of people's. Yeah, I wouldn't put her
I
on
know
mine
she
yet
is.
either. Yeah, I mean, we still
But
got plenty
I don't
of
follow
times.
the other people as much as I follow you.
Yeah.
I'm, you know, I just, people are like, oh, you need to watch this channel and you need to watch this guy in this video. And there's only 24 hours in my day. I don't have enough time to even do my laundry since this has happened, or to go to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? And you work full time and you're doing this. How do you even sleep, dude? You know, I should be sleeping now, but I'm up talking to you and, you know, getting to know people in your chat. And I'm still sending people your way, but like I said, the views they're tanking, and so less and less people are coming in to come over to see you. But we all support you, the Juice.
Hey, I appreciate that a lot, and you got my support as well. And you don't have to send people my way. It's totally fine. I'd much rather send people your way than mine. I mean, we both got to grow, no matter where we stand. You know, we both got growing to do. I'm no better than you are. I mean, it could easily change tomorrow for me. You know, just like it could for anybody else. I mean, you see, I mean, you're taking notice yourself. I mean, and I think a lot of people are having a lot of views because of this case alone, you know, so,
yes,
you know, who knows, you know, we're probably going to have the same once this thing is all over. We're probably all going to have 100 viewers, 25 viewers, you know, unless, you know what I mean? So, I mean,
you know what, though? There's always crime. And when I first started my channel, it was about me after my cancer. It wasn't about true crime. And now that I did that and I'm talking about something I know, like now everybody's watching. Like everybody's invested in Miss Nancy. Yeah. Everybody loves her. But yeah, what are you going to talk about next, the Juice? Because I mean, you're really good. You're a professional YouTuber. You know, what do you think is next? What else can we talk about? I mean, we'll continue to talk about Nancy, but there's going to have to be some other big thing, you know, in the world. And, you know,
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there's, like you said, there's a lot of crime out there. I don't know. I can't call it, but I'm definitely looking forward to something. So
Yeah.
I mean, soon I will be talking about someone else besides the little girl that went missing.
Yeah.
But there's a
My
lot
audience feels like a family.
yeah. So I mean, there's a lot
I'm
of
sure you feel the same way.
oh yeah, for sure.
Like, we're not going to just wrap this up in a neat little bow and then say, okay, I'm done with YouTube. And, because
Oh no.
I still, this is everybody, even you're like my family now, dude. Like,
Oh, I appreciate
I can't wait
it.
to meet you in person,
Hey, I appreciate that. You too. And there's no stopping my heart. I'm going to keep going this time. I think I regretted quitting YouTube when I first started doing YouTube. This time I definitely won't stop this time. And I think it's hard to get back to it once you stop. So I mean, if you're doing YouTube still, don't stop. I mean, eventually you'll get where you want to go. You just got to keep working at it.
I've been doing it for 5 years and 7 months, to Juice.
Keep doing it.
I'm not successful with this.
Keep doing it.
But
I think it took Chris McDonough about 10 years to get where he's at. So
yeah, he's really good. But I don't have time to watch him much. But yeah, they're good. Okay, well, love you, and just stay safe. I got your back. You be careful. You keep your family safe, your beautiful family.
Much love to you.
And I will. I'll keep watching you as much as I can. Although some nights I do have to sleep.
Hey, whenever you get time, there's I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So if you have to take a week from me, do whatever you got to do. You can always catch a couple glimpses of the replay. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. Everyone's time is much appreciated. So I appreciate you.
Okay. Well. Okay. Thank you for taking my call.
Anytime. You feel free to text me anytime off stream or call anytime off stream. Much love to you.
Okay.
I enjoy our conversations all the time. So
me too. I really enjoy talking to you. I mean, this has been such a horrible tragedy, but I'm trying to look at the positive. Like, wow, I wouldn't have met my audience, and I wouldn't have met you, and tragedy has brought us all together.
Yeah. Which I'm thankful for.
I feel like I know Miss Nancy, and I never even met her. I feel like she's everybody's mom, or she's everybody's aunt, or she's everybody's grandma.
Yeah.
And Savannah, she feels like everybody's sister.
Yeah.
It's just like, and I don't even know these people. I just feel so vested in this. It's so emotional for me some days.
It's hard not to be. It's a unique story. It's a really unique story. So it's really hard not to be.
Okay. Well, I'll let you go, and then you can talk to other people, and I'll probably get ready to go to bed.
All right. Well, you get well rested, and we'll talk again soon.
Okay.
All right. Much love to you.
You too.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Guys, you guys have been going crazy with the jewels, man. My thing has just been going off nonstop, man. Much love to you guys with the jewels. It's made the UK. Much love, Janet. Thanks a lot. Direct Current, man. I appreciate the jewels, and not only that, Direct Current is officially a member of the channel. Welcome to the family. Direct Sharon Crawford's extended her membership to 2 months now. Man, God bless you guys all. I appreciate that a lot. Much love, guys. You guys are awesome. Fairy Tales, thanks so much for the jewels, by the way. Seren, I hope I said that correctly. Thank you for the jewel, by the way. I appreciate it. I did miss somebody's call. I'll just call you back if you're not going to call back in the next few minutes here. I just wanted to take the time to thank all the people for the love and support here. And thank you guys all for tuning in. And Beth, thanks so much for becoming a subscriber of the channel here. Gracie, thanks for the $5 super chat. She says, much love, Juice. Have a blessed day. I can't even talk. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you as well. This is Juice.
Juice. Hi, it's Tammy. How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing, Tammy?
Good. I gotta turn my TV on mute.
All right.
Your court date went well, I'm assuming.
It didn't go the way I expected it, but yeah, I mean, we made it to court, but I mean, it just didn't get dismissed. It got continued. So
Why is
yeah.
everybody else is getting dismissed but yours?
Well, I
That's
think
odd.
I think criminals got one. I think 857 is the only one who had the one charge, but I think
Mm-hmm.
Criminal Network still got one over his head as well. So
Yeah, that's next week.
yeah.
Okay. I've been following y'all since Nancy. So it's
Oh,
sad that there's
yeah, you're
still
right.
nothing.
I think it is next week. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I am disgusted with this whole thing. I think they're hiding something. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever.
A lot of people keep saying that. I don't know.
What are you thinking? I mean, just give me some kind of clue.
I don't know. I mean, you guys know me. Lately, I've always thought for the longest time that they've got most of the stuff that they need. They just need a few more pieces. But now I don't know. I don't even know anymore.
Okay, so I'm thinking that as well, but it's just, I am just at this point where I am just clueless on some of the things that I've been hearing recently.
Yeah, like what?
I'm sorry. This is a theory. I always will say it's a theory because that's what we have to do. I'm sorry. I believe it's still Tomas and Annie, A&T.
Yeah.
I do. And this has been my theory from the beginning. Who's going to benefit from it, Juice?
I mean, they're the only ones that would, and as far as I know, they're still hiding out. So
Exactly. And I think Savannah is protecting her family.
it seems that way because I've always thought that they've never had a good relationship, like they make it seem. But that's how everything appears when it's on TV. You got to make it look good.
Yeah, I know.
We could be wrong. They could have the best relationship. I mean, their childhood, they did share a lot of their childhood together. I don't think they're too gapped apart in age. So, I mean, it could very much well be, a good relationship.
Right. Do you think her husband's involved in any kind of way? Because if you recall, didn't they get him a trip, like a golf trip or something like that, while this was going on?
Savannah's husband?
Yes.
No, I don't see it.
You don't see it. Okay.
No, I mean, he rushed here in the beginning. He was on his way here for whatever reason. He was in a rush. It seemed like it, but I think I could also confuse that with him just trying to get away from the media attention because there was some people kind of chasing him down at the airport when he arrived. But no, I don't really see him being involved. I just kidding. I've thought about it a lot, but I don't really see much of a connection that would link. I think it's Michael, right?
Yes, sir.
To the what happened to Nancy. I don't see it. So
Do you believe she's in the desert?
I do. I go back and forth. I think two different things. I think, one of the two, I think that Nancy could either be in the desert or the other one would be this person is highly
Concealing it? No way.
Well, no. Highly powered in a way where they have a lot of sources to the point where they could reach out to somebody to get Nancy cremated. As they have people that they could reach out to that could do that. But
okay,
I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore.
But wouldn't that on its own is a charge, a serious one, especially when the case is still effective. And, it's like, so why would anybody jeopardize their career, their life for that? That don't make sense either.
Well, money comes with a lot of temptations, so.
Yes, sir.
It's possible.
So, but your move went well.
Yeah, it's great.
I hope.
Yeah, it's been great. Everybody's happy, and you know, we're
Good.
comfortable. So
Good.
it's
Well,
been
that's
good.
my theory, Juice, and I know a lot of other people are thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard not to think that, it's hard not to put Annie and Tommaso in the mix. It is, but
The only thing is when it does end, I hope that you don't stop YouTube. You,
oh no, no, no,
JLR,
no.
Alex,
We're gonna
and
keep going.
857. I've been watching a little bit of what's her name, Anna. Her and her husband. Well, I like it when they go out to search, but she's not well right now. She's got a sciatica issue, and she got bit up by a bunch of ants.
Oh, Voices for the Missing. Yeah.
There it is, Voices for the Missing. And I think that couple is absolutely wonderful. If you talk to them, you tell them that Miss Tammy said they do the wonderful work and keep up the great work. All of y'all do.
I will. I think I just told them hello like a couple, maybe 2-3 days ago.
It sounds to me like JLR might be coming back out and Ted to see you all.
Maybe.
I think it's best that they keep it quiet.
Yeah, I hope they don't plan on going to Nancy's, but there's not really. He said JLR said he didn't really feel safe over there, so I'm assuming he's
and
not.
I don't blame him. Do you, Juice? Do you feel safe when you go to Nancy's? Would you feel safe?
I do. I don't really feel like, now, not anymore.
You do, really?
But originally, yeah, I felt safe. I didn't feel like anybody was going to come bother me.
Originally, but until they started playing the sheriff started playing his games.
Not no more, no, yeah. I wouldn't really have much.
But now, no, you can't. You can't. And then you got Sue Ellen and the rest of the crew over there, the neighbors. I don't understand. They're hiding something. I keep telling everybody. They're hiding something, and whatever it is. I hope it comes out, and I hope that justice does come for Nancy, because this is all about Nancy. This is not about the neighbors or anyone else. This is about. Listen, Alex. Alex is say the same thing. You and Alex are just right on it. JLR, 857. The four of you are just right on it.
Yeah.
I watch you four all of the time. And I struggle because when I get commercials, I have to get up and do housework and stuff like that.
Yeah. You should get,
anywho,
I'd recommend getting not everybody can cover it. I think it's probably like $10 a month. It's the premium version. You get less commercials with that.
Oh.
I don't know if you have that, though. I don't know if
I don't, but I can sure search and find out.
Yeah, so I think it's $10 a month on YouTube. I think it's the premium version. Normally you won't have to see. You still see every now and then you'll see commercials, but for the most part you don't.
Oh, well, that's better then.
Yeah.
So
just
I do hope that you all get together as a crew. I mean, because were you all friends when you first started?
No, we met each other.
Exactly. You're brothers right now. You make a very good, strong, wonderful group of men who have come out of their own lifestyle to help find Nancy. Yeah. Okay? And you have put a lot of your stuff now, all of y'all have, JLR, all of y'all. You have put other things that's important on hold to make sure that this awareness for Nancy is staying out there and it's staying alive. And I'm doing the same thing here in Virginia. I will keep doing it. Because I don't believe that she's going to be lost and not found. I believe it's going to come to a close. And when it does, it's going to hit hard.
I hope so. I really do. And,
I do too.
But then again, it's just one of those cases where this could take years. This could take years. Sir. And I don't know why sometimes I get a feeling that we may be coming back to this years from now. And by then, we've moved on to even bigger cases.
Well, I'm going to say to my heart, not to interrupt you, but I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too. I hope
I don't mean to say it in a bad way though, Juice. I really don't.
Yeah, no, I hope I'm wrong too, but I
really need it to come to a close because I'm on the edge of my seat watching this sometimes, just listening, and it just breaks my heart.
Yeah,
she's still human. She's still a grandmother. She is a mother. She's an auntie. Either way you look at it, she's still a human being. We still need to figure out what in the world, how did she come up out missing out of her home? Did she even make it home?
I think that's the question we always ask ourselves all the time.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And why are they doing all these cameras and pictures and all this other stuff in the garage late at night at Annie and Tomas's? A&T's. I believe A&T's neighbor over any of it, really, because I think he's on a point as well with him and JLR.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do believe A&T. I can't go any other way until I hear differently.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's no cartel. I don't believe any of that. Just to some homeless. No, they're not that intelligent. Everybody's saying this person's stupid. Well, if this person is stupid, the perp, how come he's not been found?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're the two strongest people right now that could be potential suspects.
But I'm not going to keep
over
you on the
anybody
phone
else.
long.
You're good.
Because I know you have other callers.
You're all right.
So, but I wish you the best. Like I said, I wish all of y'all the best. And you all have connected as brothers, and now it's strong. The juice, it's super strong. It's a super strong friendship, and you can't get any better than that, my friend.
Yeah, I like it. I mean,
I do too, and it's going to break my heart if I feel and see that you separate, and it's going to really trash me from being. I'll never do YouTube again. If you all separate, I'm never doing YouTube again because I never done it until I started watching you all.
Oh, stop it! I'm sure you'll find somebody else. I mean,
let me tell you, my husband's up fixing breakfast because he fixes his breakfast during the week. Well, he's a breakfast man. But anyways, he's up, he's fixing breakfast, and he is so pissed off and annoyed with me being on this TV with YouTube that it's not funny.
I believe
right here he is. Tell Juice how annoyed you are with me being on YouTube, Phil. Tell Juice. I'm talking to Juice, Phil, out in Nevada. Tucson. He's standing right here.
Hey, Phil, how you doing?
He said, "Hey, Phil, how you doing?"
Just wondering.
I got you on speaker.
I don't know if I liked it. I don't know if I liked that one. He said, "Just wonderful." It didn't sound like it was a.
No, because he's got to go to work. He's the shop foreman.
Okay. Well, I'm
He's
right
the boss.
behind him. Wow.
Yeah, he's been with his company 40 years.
Well, I bet it feels good to be a boss. It must be nice.
Yeah, because he can do anything he wants.
Exactly.
And our house is beautiful because he builds everything. He has done our own construction, our own remodeling on the inside and the outside of our home.
Yeah. Well, so what does Phil think happened to Nancy? Did he share his thoughts with you on that?
He's not getting in on it.
Oh.
He didn't want nothing to do with it. He want nothing to do with it, you. He says, I am crazy, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I just feel that there's something fishy, and Sheriff Nanos is in on it. So if you laugh at my husband, you don't get into that.
No, I was laughing because when he commented
he watches
about
YouTube
you.
every day when he comes home for lunch.
Yeah.
He watches YouTube every day when he comes home for lunch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's normal.
But anyway, you have a good day, honey.
You too.
And good luck to you all in court, and I'll be praying for you all.
Much love. I appreciate you, and you
Much
as well.
love to you, sweetheart.
All right.
You got a lot of fans out here.
Yeah, and I'm highly blessed for that. I'm highly thankful. I really am.
Well, I'm blessed to have you in my living room or my bedroom. If he's watching TV, I'm in my bedroom watching you all.
We appreciate you and your time. That's what I appreciate the most. So.
Well, you have a blessed day, sweetheart. Take care and give those kids lots of love, honey.
Will
and that
do.
wife of yours.
Indeed, I will.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. Nice lady. I appreciate her calling in. That was too funny. Yeah, I think it started off that way with me too. I think my family, some people in my family were getting overwhelmed with how much I was, into this case, which is the same way now, but I mean, it was more going on in the beginning than it is now. So things have calmed down a bit, but let everything pick back up and it'll be the same way. But it's pretty much the same. I mean, because I'm always still sitting here all day doing research or typing up something, doing something. So I mean, it's pretty much the same. Nothing's really changed. Um, Somebody was trying to call. I was on the other line. I apologize. I'll definitely try to shoot you a call back in just a second here. Just trying to pull something up here. Sharon, thanks so much for becoming a member for 2 months now. Wow. She says, yes, I've been here for 2 months, man. Much love, Sharon. God bless you, man. You guys are awesome, man. I don't really see this too often, to be honest, either. I really don't. Adrian, thanks so much for the $20 super chat, by the way. She says, lots of love to Juice from us all, or from all of us. She says, we are with you, love and support always. Keep your head held high. From Adrian, Scotland. Much love to you, Adrian. Shouts, Adrian. And thank you guys again for all the jewels, man. You guys are insane. Much love. Gracie, Fairy Tales, as well as Nana. Much love, guys. Where are you guys from? Where's everybody from tonight? I mean, what time? Let me know in the chat what time you guys are on right now. I think for now, or right now for me, it's 4:12 in the morning. So I work in 4.5 hours, just about. As long as I get 3 hours of sleep, I'm happy. So if I could get 3.5, I'm good. Every now and then, I'll try to go to bed a little bit earlier to get a little bit more rest. But if I don't, if I can, I'll usually also try to get like in an hour nap, and then I'm good. Like today, I think I slept like 3 hours last night, and then I was able to come home and rest for like an hour. Maybe I slept for like an hour and a half today, 2 at the most. I don't really like to take naps because then that's when you oversleep and then time gets ahead of you. And then you wake up and you were supposed to do all this and that, and then all of a sudden, you're behind. This the Juice.
Hi, Juice.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, this is Terry from North Carolina, and I wanted to call you and let you know how much I appreciate your coverage. I've watched you from the beginning.
Oh, I
and
appreciate
did I say I was from North Carolina?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. The reason I'm calling, several things. I wanted to thank you. I do hope that you get representation because I do feel like you were set up and what they did was wrong. It upset me so bad I cried for like a whole day. And I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you. And another thing I want to ask you to do, would you please consider doing a second show and covering the Nolan Wells case?
Nolan Wells. I don't think I've heard of that. I think, did you reach out and tell me to cover that one?
I did. I did
think
ask
so,
you several times in the chat. But it's in Mississippi, but this is a huge thing. And, there's a lot going on with it. It's got a lot of coverage nationally, and the FBI's been in. But the reason I want you to cover it is because a lot of this ties into where I have reached out to you before about a civil rights case. And I do believe that is huge, and you would be a very wealthy man if you go through with that, because they treated you what they did to you was highly illegal. It's not right. They contradicted everything they said. I watched the whole thing. I was watching it live, and he told you where you could stream from, and then they come back and arrest you later. So anyway, not to get into all of that, But I just hope you consider carrying this other case as well, covering it. It's huge, and there's a much bigger thing with this because there are other cases that are just like it, but they didn't get murdered. They got beat up. So there's these teen takeovers going on in the South. So it's a real big thing, and that's basically what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
He thought they were his friends, and they weren't. And this happened just recently in North Carolina. So I know we're supposed to be covering Nancy, and
No, you're good. You can chime in. I like to hear it.
But please look into this case, and then if you do really strong research into this, you'll see there are other cases like it. Recently in North Carolina, there was another one just like that where all these white people invited this, they're all friends in school. This is high school, just like Nolan. He thought these guys were his friends, and they turned on him, and something happened. So anyway, but these teen takeovers are happening all over the South. It just happened last weekend in Raleigh. July the 4th was a big one. And in my town, they have curfews up. That's how bad it is. So there's something going on with the teens and racial things in the South, and it's being covered up. It's not the police departments are crooked as they come, a lot of them, and just like in Tucson, and they're covering it up, and that's what's happening in Mississippi. So I encourage you to really look into that because your ratings are going to soar over this case. And although I know you're still invested with Nancy, and I am too, I feel like a second, investigation would be really good timing.
Wow, a lot of people are saying cover that case. That's crazy.
Yes, please. And am I on live or am I on television now?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh
we're
my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I've been carrying on.
No,
Okay, I just want to hang up now, but I wanted to say I have several handles. So usually on YouTube, I've got the TV going on silent, and I've got you on my phone. So I have like 3 handles that are watching you at one time. Because I know that helps you as well. But I will continue to always watch you, and thank you so much for everything you do. I'm praying for you, and I do hope that you do the civil rights thing, because this is not right what they did to you. You were attacked and set up.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. I hate to think that that's what it was, but I mean, it's starting to feel that way.
People, it hurt me the most seeing you, because you did nothing wrong. You never went on her property. You never spoke badly about anyone. It really upset me. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for,
now.
No, you're good. You're fine. Thank you for calling.
Retired.
You can call me anytime
grandma.
or text me anytime. Say it again.
From North Carolina, and I listen to you but whenever you're on, and see, here it is. I've been up all night watching you.
Oh, that means a lot.
It's in North Carolina. It's like 6:00 in the morning or something like that. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling, and I will definitely look into that case for sure.
Thank you. Okay. Take care.
You too.
Prayers are with you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. You too. Well, that was a lovely lady calling in, and I'll look into that case. I see a lot of people in the chat saying they check it out. Definitely cover it. I mean, it seems like it's interesting, and if a lot of people are talking about it, why not? Why not? And she says it kind of relates to pretty much what happened to me, which is kind of crazy. Very interesting. I'm definitely going to be all ears, that's for sure. I'll probably listen to it a little bit while I'm at work tomorrow if I can. And maybe a little bit while I'm laying down tonight to see, what it's all about. And it seems like from, I'm already researching it. The FBI is assisting that investigation. And at right now they're reviewing witness statements, digital evidence, and new tips. That's crazy. Wow. But it states it's an active investigation, fast-moving investigation with major developments in the last 72 hours. And the core fact is an 18-year-old Mississippi college football player vanished during a July 4th boat trip to Horn Island and was found dead 2 days later. says officials still list drowning as the working cause of death, but the case is now under intense scrutiny due to contradictions, missing digital evidence, and racial context concerns. Wow, that seems deep. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, we might have to look into that one, guys. That seems really rather interesting. And I've been looking for other cases to kind of cover, so maybe that'll be the next one. Maybe that might be our next stop. That's crazy. And that's in Mississippi. It looks like it's an old Mississippi college football player, actually. Where is this at exactly? Is it in Mississippi? I don't think it stated where it was at. Oh, it's in Horn Island. Where's Horn Island though? Never heard of Horn Island. And I'm only asking because I wonder how far that is from here. Northwest tip of the island. Man, you guys got me already looking at this right now. I got to look that up. Much love to you, made in the UK. Much love, much love. I don't know if she's going to bed or somebody else is going to sleep. I just kind of glanced at something in the chat, but much love. Anyway, I just wanted to play this quick clip here from JLR. A lot of people have been talking about the fact that they still think Annie and Tommaso are involved. So I want to play that. Let me get this call real quick. This the Juice.
Hi, Juice. This is Mikey's girl.
Mikey's
girl.
I don't know if I remember. Is that your name in chat you're saying?
Yeah.
Mikey's girl. I don't know if I remember that
From
name.
Cali.
It'll come to me.
Yeah, I'm a member. But I just am silent usually, but I do say a little stuff in there.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it just makes me wonder, these people in that neighborhood are weird. They're not worried about, I mean, you're out there with no mask on in broad daylight and they're worried about you.
Yeah, and I hate to think that because not everybody in the neighborhood is, weird. So a lot of there's just a lot of neighbors that are real cool and they don't mind us being there. But there are specific neighbors, several neighbors that are, they make me wonder for sure. And I'm pretty sure you're aware of some of those neighbors, but yeah, I agree. It's
I mean, they should be thanking you that you would. I mean, did no one like Nancy or something? They don't want to find out who did it?
Yeah.
That's how it seems. Like they just want it to go away.
That's what it seems like.
And it would be it's interesting because is this the first time this has happened ever? Maybe we need to research that. I mean, because they just threw away an 80-year-old lady. I mean, just move on.
Yeah, I feel like that's how Tucson is for the most part. With a lot of things, they don't really. I don't know. I just love to see the way with the missing girl, the way that community just kind of came together. They didn't even hesitate. Everybody came together, and I just never really saw my city as it's just not like that here. And I'm just not surprised to see the way everybody.
But I would
acts,
understand if they were a younger crowd. But these are older people.
Yeah.
I mean, the underage people are the younger crowd. They're too busy with their own life, So, but the older crowd, there was different times in their time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just find it fascinating that they're just like hooked on you guys. That's weird.
Yeah, it is. And what bothers me is people kind of just feed off of each other. They kind of do what they're told. They don't really just kind of
Right.
go with their own thoughts. I feel like
I don't know. It's just
people need
weird.
to fight more. They just like, for instance, what they said that people needed to come get their signs at one point in time, or their flowers, and when they wanted
Right.
to remove the memorial site and move it somewhere else, instead of somebody speaking up and
Right.
sharing how they really felt, they just kind of just did it, like, whatever, let's just move on then, if that's what you want. But it's not always about what other people want. Sometimes what you
Right.
may want could change things, but
Right. But
unfortunately it's not
it's
how it
just
is
so
here.
weird. And what happened to Lauren? She gave up, or
She's still around. She's been doing she's got her own thing going on at the KVOA with the rocks, and
oh, she has. Oh, okay.
yeah, so she's
Yeah.
still around. I mean, she just
I
doesn't
mean,
feel
that's
as welcome with
right.
how they treated her, and she was the one that
Right.
was taking care of the memorial site, keeping it nice and clean. And
Well, you have support. You just don't know how much support you have here in Cali. You have a lot. Everybody
man,
I talk to has heard about it.
that means a lot, man.
So,
Really does.
and I tell them to check out your channel and everything. Everybody I talk to.
Oh, that means a lot. Dang, I
So,
really.
I oh yeah, you got a lot of people I know, and I work at a major hospital in Rancho Mirage, which isn't far from, and it's a couple hours from Arizona. So,
Wow.
I mean, and they've all know about it too, because I brought light to it all, but I just don't understand that neighborhood. I mean, if they're elderly and everything, you would want somebody to be out there.
Yeah. And I just
At
hate
least
the fact that family doesn't speak out. Not even Annie and Tommaso. I mean, they could say something. Cameron, say something. Like, just share something. Like, we're still looking. That's all they got to say is they're still
Yeah,
looking.
that's weird too.
Nothing.
I don't know. I just don't see Savannah Guthrie like that, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just weird to me. But she's the
Yeah.
only one that showed any emotion, though. The other ones, I don't know. Just makes me change my. Well, I didn't even know Savannah Guthrie till this happened. I don't watch that show, so.
Me neither.
But I didn't know anything about her. But now, I mean, and seeing her heartbreak, and we all heartbreak before her, and then to not do anything, or say, you know what, at least they're looking for my mom.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's crazy the way people are changing direction on Savannah. Like, people are starting to question her, which I still give her the same respect. I don't want to start thinking that Savannah's faking or she's got something to do with this, but I think a lot of people are starting to think otherwise, and I hate that for her because she's going through a lot. But
You never know. We don't know
you never
because they don't
know.
tell us nothing.
She does have power.
I'm just hoping that they just know more than we know, and
Yeah.
that they're trying to pinpoint it, and they're waiting to get all their ducks in a row. I have to, because if not, I mean, my mom's 80. She turns 80 this year, and I can't even imagine something happened to my mom. I'd be pounding those streets every day, welcoming you guys to help me. I'd be praying
You and me both.
every day that you guys would be there. I don't know. But anyway, I just want to call in and tell you that you're the best, and that we all love you here, especially in my family. And people I talk to, you have a lot of support behind you. And if we have to come down to Arizona, we will.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah.
So there's about 30 of us here.
You give me hope. For a moment, I thought I was falling apart. I'm not gonna lie.
No, no.
That means a lot, for real.
You're only 3.5 hours away from us. We could be down there.
That means so much.
So,
You
and that's
don't even
30
know.
here.
Wow.
So you got the support of Cali,
Wow.
and we're only right next door.
That's a blessing. Thank you
So-
for sharing that with me. That made my night. Seriously.
Well, that's good. I'm glad, and you just keep your head up, because you know what, those cops are crazy. That's why I said they're just stupid. I'll say it. They're just dumb and ignorant.
Yeah, they are.
But anyway, I'll let you go. I know it's getting late, and thank your wife. You know, she's behind the scenes, but she's there and she's supporting you too.
Yes, she
So
is.
we couldn't have you every night because see, I work graveyard, so you're on perfect schedule for me. But if it wasn't for her, the support from her to you, then we wouldn't have you at night to talk to you and listen and make sense of stuff and try to, you know, it's nice and it's comforting. So you just keep up the good work.
Indeed, I will, and I appreciate you. God bless you.
Okay, God bless you too. Good night.
All right, you too.
Okay, bye.
Man. Shouts to her, man. Much love, guys. I appreciate that. Like for a moment, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like, you know, I think you start to worry, you know, when you get on some days. YouTube or streaming itself is challenging. You know, some days you know, you get a little worried because, you know, sometimes when you get on and you got less viewers than you did before. And that's why I encourage everybody, you know, some days, you know, you're gonna have less viewers, some days you're not gonna have as many views as you want to have. Never get discouraged. Never stop doing what you're doing. You know, even if you go from 1,000 views to dang near none, just keep digging, keep trying to figure out what it's going to take to bring more viewers in. Keep going. Just don't stop regardless. And it's just good to know people really are like sharing, you know, the channel with other people and they really enjoy the channel. And it makes me happy to hear that people want to hear me cover other cases. It does. And I want to cover other cases too. So, you know, hopefully that'll, you know, not only work out, but hopefully I can fulfill everybody's needs and please everybody when it comes to covering other cases. We got to. I mean, we're in it for the long haul, and you know, we're covering crime in general. So that's the goal, and we're not going to stop. And like I always say, there's no stop in my heart, man. I'm going to keep going regardless. And you know, I hope to God, you know, we could bring Nancy home. You know, one of the things I thank Nancy for, and it reminds me, I'm beating myself up today because the last couple days I haven't forgot. I've gotten on and I haven't started off with a prayer. I got to get back to that, but I have been praying. So even if I don't start off with a prayer on stream, I've that I don't do a lot. I've told you guys this many a times. And, you know, ever since this case has started, I don't know what it is, but, you know, I've been praying more so than none. And, you know, I've also been reading the Bible, you know, and I think that's one of the goals that I've always had. And it just feels good to start achieving things that you didn't think that you would as soon as I have, you know. So I'm just glad that I'm doing stuff that I wanted to do, you know, not just simply covering crime, but good things have came with it. So, and I just figured I'd share that. Somebody reached out. They said they want to talk, but not on stream. Oh, man. Calling from Georgia. Well, I guess I maybe shouldn't read it. Oh, okay. All right. I think somebody just wanted to talk off stream. That's fine with me because I'm getting off pretty soon. And it's rather late. I wanted to play this real quick though, guys. With JLR. I don't know if you guys watched JLR today. It's real quick. It's not going to be a whole long video, but I thought this was pretty interesting when he read this on X. I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody on X had stated that Tommaso is still teaching at Basis. I think the name of the school is where he teaches at. Now, I don't think so. You know, like that's why I think that this person could have been a troll. But like I've told you guys before, my boss at work, he has kids that go to that school. And they told me they don't really see him, but they haven't seen him. And as far as they know, he no longer works there. So I don't know if I can believe that Tommaso is still teaching at this school. But JLR had said that somebody posted on X that they were a student of his. And he also pointed out some lady, you know, sitting next to Tommaso that was someone who turned out to be, I believe, the principal or something like that. Let's play this video just real quick before I get off real quick if you didn't watch JLR.
Him personally. And I saw the comment because I posted something about Tommaso with another woman, by the way. I'm going to share.
Shouts JLR, by the way.
And the person responded and let me know who that person was with or who that person is. And then I noticed, I went to the person's account and was just scrolling along the person's Twitter account, X account. And this person's been saying a lot about Tommaso for months. Has hardly any followers whatsoever, but shared like photos of this Tommaso in this classroom that this person claims they took, and it's Tommaso. So I kind of wanted to talk about that today and bring into perspective because, you know, some things stand out. So the person that appears to be a student goes by the name of Silly Goose. Reese, R-E-E-S-E-K-T-K-Y. I was a student for years. He was 5'9". Now, it's interesting, 5'9". Why would this person say 5'9"? Whoa. Might be a reason for that. Why? Because they say perp guys 5'9", right? But sheriff has cleared Tommaso. But a lot of people in the chat still feel like Tommaso got his hands on this in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what to believe. They're silent. I shared a tweet by the Binky Files, who is a contributor to.
What do y'all think? I mean, because this person doesn't have like any view, like any followers or anything like that. It seems like a new account. Like, do you think that this so somebody's saying in the chat that they think this is like a nerdy troll or something like that? Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't buying it either. I felt like it was quite interesting though, but I'm like, there's no way this guy still works there. Somebody would have reported this a long time ago. But it sounded real good. It sounded real good.
The channel, she got a YouTube channel, and she had like an open letter for Tommaso that she posted. Yes, I think it's interesting. You know, it's I think Binky Files did very good in an open letter to Tommaso, which I'm gonna share with you too. Soon. Hey, we got Ted.
Yeah, I think so too.
What happened to Ted? Ted was just here. He disappeared. Ted did an ice bucket challenge, by the way. When people are jogging and riding their bikes in the streets, they're obstructing a thoroughfare. So what's the difference between?
What do y'all think about this picture here, though? You know, I don't know who this is. I guess he said it was maybe the principal, but she looks fairly young to be the principal. You know, I thought that was kind of interesting too, but I was like, you know, and we already know that these guys are not out in public, you know, and I'm only going to assume whoever, you know, because you could see an arm right there. There's an arm next to this person that if that's not like a student, I'm going to assume that may be Annie. And if it's not Annie, I bet you Annie's the one who took that picture.
Partially having his chair on the side of the road where any car can go right around, and it's not doing anything, and there's no cars in that neighborhood anyway. So what's the obstruction of the thoroughfare?
Ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm mad about that, actually.
Me too.
I think he was talking about me.
They're obstructing that they're walk their dog. He's home and they their the feces and stuff. And statute in charge. They don't do that to people. Yeah. There's a black man on the side of the street, an American man on the sheriff's department for what they did, and maybe the prosecutor's office, or sue whoever, because you keep the case open. Technically, you can't sue.
Right.
You can't sue. I mean, I guess you could sue for the other charge that got dropped, but public nuisance. Public nuisance got dropped, right? Which is good. But he should have all his charges dropped. And then it makes me think racism involved here. He's a black man, African-American man. in a predominantly white neighborhood, you know, filming on the streets. Oh, I'm sure the neighborhood Karens picked up their phone. If it was a white man or somebody like maybe me, instead of a tattooed Latino man, tatted up all over his face, and a black man. Oh yeah, there's a black man on the side of the street. We feel worried. We feel scared. I think there's racism involved here, and I also think there's racism in keeping his case as it is and not dropping it. It's ridiculous.
I agree.
It's a rarely used, if at all, statute and charge. They don't do that to people. If you got obstruction of thoroughfare simply for having your chair in the road, and he did that because Stu Ellen and them put those stupid rocks and those rocks and the feces of the feces and stuff. People walk in the street all the time.
Exactly.
The cones are obstructing a thoroughfare out there. The cones that they put out there, the sign, the temporary no parking sign is obstructing a thoroughfare. When people walk their children to school each and every day and stand at the corner of the bus stop there right by Nancy's home, and they do that, they're standing in the street. They're obstructing the thoroughfare. When people walk their dogs down Camino Escalante, they're obstructing the thoroughfare. When people are jogging and riding their bikes in the streets, they're obstructing a thoroughfare. So what's the difference between him partially having his chair on the side of the road where any car can go right around and it's not doing anything, and there's no cars in that neighborhood anyway? So what's the obstruction of the thoroughfare?
Ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm mad about that, actually.
Me too.
I didn't even know he was going to court yesterday. Like, the Juice doesn't come on the channel very much, and he does his thing. I didn't even know he had court yesterday.
I didn't either. I know.
No one was really talking about it until he posted a video.
Right.
So I retweeted it for sure. So let's talk about this situation here. Okay. So, people send me photos of Tommaso all the time, right? And this one piqued my interest here because it's like, whoa, Tommaso, side by side, awfully close to this woman who does not appear to be Annie. Now they blocked out the this person, but you can see. But it doesn't appear to be Annie. And then you got here, let me put this down here, this green down, and thank you, Jess. Oop, hide. Then you got this heart. You got this heart placemat. And then you got a empty bottle of, it looks like wine.
Yeah.
And then you have a candle.
Sad about
now. I think it's interesting, he's a married man. He's wearing his wedding ring, I think. I said, Tommaso's sitting at a table close with another woman that doesn't look like Annie. They have a heart-shaped mat, empty wine bottle, and a candle with them. Now, this is all posted on social media, so we have the right to review this. I said, where's his other hand? You see one hand on the table, but where's the other hand?
That's true.
Now,
yeah, good point.
Is this relevant to Nancy Guthrie? Some people might say. I don't think his arm's around her, is it? Okay. But it's out there. Now, people are commenting. A lot of people commenting. But this one piqued my interest right here. This is where it got me started here. This person goes, that's Adi Manfred, the principal of Basis OV Primary School, but the dean of students at the time of this photo likely. So this person named Silly Goose responds and says, identifies the woman. Thank you, Silly Goose.
Thank you. Yeah.
So it looks like it's the current principal at Basis Oro Valley. But what I find interesting is,
see, what if it's a person, guys? What if it's a person that just didn't want to disclose their identity? That's what I was thinking. What if it's a person that didn't want to disclose their identity, so they made an account so that way they didn't have to use their own account, and they felt the need to share information like this. So I don't know. I don't know why I get that vibe too, but then again, it could be a troll. But if I was in a situation where because everybody's been quiet from family, friends to people from the school. I know we've had some people speak out, you know, amongst, you know, A&T's neighbors, and a couple other people, but they didn't say much when they spoke out. And it's been a while since we really heard from anybody that really know the family or have been around the family at some point in time. So, I mean, what if, you know, it was somebody that went to school or was one of the students of Tommaso's, or somebody who worked with Tommaso that just was afraid of, you know, using their own account, you know, and sharing their name. I mean, because you got to understand, there's a lot that comes with this too. You know, if you're somebody that really knows, you know, the family, you know, you're not only thinking about your name being put out there, because your name is going to be everywhere if you speak on the family's behalf or you say something about the family, like especially for someone who really knows, you know, insiders. You know, it's gonna blow up. So I mean, just trying to empathize a little bit. If that were the case, I think personally, well, for me, I wouldn't go about it that way, but I'm just saying, I think that would probably be the best way to go about it, especially if you're somebody who has respect for the family and you don't want them to end up being mad at you. I don't know. But I don't know why I feel like it's more so a troll than it is somebody just trying to hide their identity and they wanted to say something. But this picture is a picture I've personally never seen before. So where did this picture come from? That's what kind of gets me though. You know, this picture didn't just show up out of nowhere. I mean, maybe it is online and I just overlooked it and I've never seen this picture before.
That this person has an account themselves. Now, on this account, we're going to review in a second. Let me just make sure everything's good here. On this account, pretty much, okay. Here we go. This person identifies as a student that was in the classroom with Tommaso. Now they're getting followers. Look, oh my God, they just gained
See, they have
like 3
no
4 new followers
followers,
in
none,
1. Oh, some people that are following me are now following this person. I'm following this person now. The JLR Army's now starting to follow this person. That's funny. So let's just go. I just go into the replies. I just go in the replies on the account. And this person's posting a lot and responding a lot to people's posts about Tommaso.
Tommaso, yeah.
The person's identifying as a former student, but there's some things that are said here that's interesting.
So that's his sister.
So
Okay.
somebody here posted July 11th, days after it was discovered Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home. Nancy's daughter and son-in-law were hiding their faces while driving. What are they trying to hide? July 13th, Silly Goose says he is still teaching at Basis Oro Valley.
Interesting.
Yeah, see,
February
that
10th,
part I didn't believe.
I was Chioni's student at Basis for years.
Guys, we got 900 people tuning in, and we only are at 599 likes. If you are currently tuning in, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed and you're enjoying the channel, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. We all know it's free, but as far as the likes go, just remember it does help the algorithm of the channel. So it puts the channel out there to be recommended, and it would give somebody else an opportunity to discover this channel if they haven't yet. And it would help me a lot. So I appreciate that for those who have gave the video a thumbs up here. We'll just share a little bit about a couple minute or a minute more of this video here. And that's it. I just wanted to just share that with you guys if you guys haven't seen it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have because everybody watches JLR. But I just thought it was rather interesting, and it just kind of had me thinking for a minute Although I'm more on the side of thinking this might just be a troll.
He was 5'9". Here's another one. Does the suspect in the Nancy Guthrie's disappearance have a mustache? And this is coming from Gina. Follow this account too, because she posts a lot about Nancy Guthrie and other things. This is way back in February 10th, and you scroll down. Oh, interesting take. The eyes look too round to me, but you have an entirely different perspective. Obviously, I just seen a few photos. True. I can see that. I was just thinking the eyes might be a little different in the footage because of how dark it was. Maybe the pupils dilated. Now let's go back here. Maybe she's talking about Tommaso. Here we go. Here we go. So people are saying, how tall is Sione? I was a student for years. He's 5'9". Really? He looks taller than that. That's interesting, because I was going to say this. The guy in the security camera seems smaller than him, but maybe not. She responds with a photo of Tommaso. Here's a pic I have of him from 2022. The kid in the blue sweatshirt is 5'7". And it appears like it's man on faces there. Most people probably here are adults now, but it seems like Tommaso there is doing a fighting stance.
So anyway, guys, I just figured I'd share that with you guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. Was it Chelsea that said nicely set up? I appreciate it. Yeah. So I've had my room like this before I got to the recent house that I was at, but nothing new. Everything I have here is all the same stuff that I've always had. I've had my computer for years, so I have nothing new, guys. Don't think I went and spent a lot of money, because I didn't spend anything. As far as a new setup, I just rearranged stuff. But other than that, everything is still the same. I know nobody's really seen my setup here, but everything's still the same. I don't have anything new. It's all the same stuff. I don't have a new computer or anything like that. I've had this computer for probably, 6-7 years. I've had this computer for a while. I bought my computer when I spent my last days at Walgreens. I got fired from Walgreens when I worked at Walgreens years ago, and I spent my last check on my computer, and boom, I started streaming from there. But I do like the whole the setup in here, as far as, some things that I just rearranged, because I got more room in the place that we moved to. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. And then I put these up here because it helps with the sound. And I got to get some more. But nothing new. So don't think I spent a whole lot of money or something like that. I really didn't, but everything's still the same. My computer's down there. I broke the glass on it, so I don't even have the glass around this thing. No one's really seen it. I usually don't. I guess I've never really shown anybody. But everything's still the same. I don't think people actually have seen my keyboard. My keyboard is rather interesting. I love my keyboard. It's actually pretty dope. It does a whole lot of stuff, but I mean, that's one feature I like on the keyboard. But other than that, my setup is pretty straightforward. When I used to game, I had a remote there. We got a bunch of stuff though, for sure. We keep a little, what is this, an Alexa? I only use it for an alarm clock, by the way. And then the Stream Deck. This is for shortcuts. If you don't know what the Stream Deck is, the Stream Deck is pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I call it the brains of operation, just because it kind of does everything I want it to do, for the most part. And I could also put my picture on it. It's very hard to see, but it does a lot. You could even play games on the Stream Deck. It's pretty crazy, guys. But other than that, everything's pretty straightforward. I flip my screen though. I usually have the screen turned the other way, but I flipped it straight up and down. Yeah, and I got a little system here, like a little music system. Down below is it's got a subwoofer down there that you probably can't even see, but it gets pretty loud in here when we want to party, But other than that, It's pretty straightforward, man. I don't really have a whole lot going on in here, but it's a setup. It's a setup. A lot of people don't understand when you have a setup too. You can't just plug in a mic. It's really legit. When I first bought my mic, it was I thought I was just gonna go get a mic, plug it up, and be able to talk in it. But for a real mic, you need a Scarlett to power it, and this is a Scarlett right here, which is kind of dusty. But you need that to power the mic, and those are usually about $100. I'm not gonna lie, this whole setup is probably rather expensive. It costs a lot, and it took me a lot of time to get this far. And thanks to all my viewers, when I was doing gaming, I was able to get everything piece by piece. I never bought all this stuff all at once, but it's probably at least about a good $9,000 worth of equipment in here for sure. But that took a lot of time, guys. So if you're streaming, keep working at it and buy your pieces little by little, because you can't just go buying this stuff right off the bat. This monitor itself was quite expensive. This monitor I have here is it's plain. I think I paid like $300 for this monitor. This monitor, you don't even want to know what this one costs, but it was pretty expensive. But everything was piece by piece. I mean, I even bought stuff myself with like income taxes and stuff. I wish I could go buy all this stuff at once, but I never would have that type of money to go do that. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys all for stopping by and tuning in. Oh yeah, and my light. This is probably my favorite light right here. This is a key light. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a key light, but this is a Elgato key light. Now that is all controlled from the Stream Deck as well. You can control it from my phone. A little bit of everything, actually. That key light is quite expensive too. Nothing, when you stream and you get the right equipment, nothing is cheap. Prepare to pay at least about $200 to $300 for each bit of your equipment. It's like becoming a DJ. You know, if you want to get your little equipment together and stuff when you become a DJ or whatever, if you ever want to take streaming seriously, every piece is costly. And it took me time, and little by little I was able to finally get everything. It took me probably at least 3 to 4 years to get probably everything. I started off with a lunch table. All I had was my computer, this one monitor, and a lunch table. I didn't even have a desk for probably about almost 2 years. And then finally I got a desk, and then everything started rolling over. This chair here is a Secret Labs chair, probably the best streaming chair you could get, hands down. That I got for my birthday. So this chair I'm sitting in is quite expensive. Nothing is cheap, but you have to, it all takes time, guys. So if you ever want to take streaming seriously, you don't need the best of anything. Just get what you can, and as time goes on, buy stuff little by little, and then eventually you're never gonna have everything. You're never gonna have everything, because there's always something new coming out. There's always something better. The mic, I want a new mic. This mic, I love it and everything, but the mic that I want, look it up. It's called a Shure B. It's the one mic you'll see that everybody has. Most people have the Shure B mic, and you'll see it on the highest quality streams, like with people that are averaging millions of views. They have the Shure B mic. Now, there's other mics that might be better, but that's the mic. That is the mic. That's the best mic to have. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys all for chiming in with me here tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming out here and sharing their love and spending time with you here. We'll be back at it tomorrow, of course. It's 5 in the morning for me. I work in like 3 hours, so I'm going to call it a night. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your night. Much love to you guys all. You guys are all wonderful people. You guys all made my night, of course, as usual. And your time is precious to me. It means more than everything to me. It means more than anything. And thank you for the happy birthday wish made in the UK. Thank you for the $2 super chat, April. I appreciate you. She says, always enjoy talking to you. Much love, April. And I think is it safe? I want to say Safe Eyes. I don't want to. I think I might have said it right earlier. I don't know. But thank you so much for the $2 super chat. He says, "Funny, here's a donation to the cause. Much love. I appreciate that." And Shireen, I thank you a lot for the gifted membership as well. God bless you, and all of the jewels, guys. It's been a pleasure as usual, guys. You guys make this. You guys make this a stream. You guys make it what it is. Without you guys, this would be nothing, man. And I'm blessed, highly blessed. Much love, guys. Have a great morning or a great evening or a great afternoon. I don't know what time it is for those of you guys in the UK or on the other side. But that's it for me tonight. Until next time, guys. It's your boy, the Juice. And I'll see you guys next time, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah. We won't bow down. Yeah. Yeah. They shut the gate too fast.
See y'all later, guys.
Call it peace, call it class. But I see who they wave through. And I see who they ask to move. Porch lights on the same old block. Same old story, same old talk. If your skin says you don't belong, they can make a wrong look strong. But the fences don't define us, and the fear they feel will blind us. Every face they try to hide still stands right here tonight. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Names get tossed like stones from a driveway built on loans. They pointed brown hands first, then pretend they don't rehearse. But the steps on every street carry more than whitewashed dreams. We belong where we stand, no permission in our hands. Yeah, and the silence won't protect you when the pattern keeps on showing. Every wall they build in pride makes the truth come back alive. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Let it crack, let it show. Every lie they try to grow, one by one, the voices rise.